People
What?
who actually want to try it, Cars. You booty head. You actual booty head.
Sorry.
Oh, goodness gracious. Hello, everyone. We're taking it from the top.
Hey, we're doing it live!
We're
Yep,
doing
you're
it
good.
live. Yes, I know. I see the little button. It's working now.
Oh shit.
Yes, Cody.
Celebrity I like died. Not important. We can
Oh, no.
continue.
I'm sorry.
Just to give a quick recap, we basically said frick Elon Musk in his NIS.
Oh, no.
Cody did a thingy. Yeah, and I was giving a quick recap where the group made it to the tower in between realms. Dushy bought monster meat, Livia studied a book, Lucas studied a book on the occult, which is still weird because can you consider it the occult? Because necromantic magic is literally a part of life. I don't know. I'm still debating that. Pippers talked shop on how to get a snowball launcher and turn it into a hag head launcher with a bunch of other nerds. Webby ate food and Priscus got a mirror that lets him see beyond the blue veil. There's the recap. Doing it live, everyone. Every time.
Every freaking time.
Okay, Fable, give yourself a point of inspiration.
Oh yes, I'm gonna use it to be evil. Oh wait, there's the second half. And
Evil.
after rescuing Raphael, you all made it to heaven, to the high heavens, Elysium, I believe I called it, where you met with a small council of 12 Solars, with their leader being Azrael. I don't know. I'm gonna just say I never pronounced it right the first time. Forget it. But those nerds, and you were able to get Lucas's father off the hook. However, that came with a price, saying that Lucas and his children must die. Raphael got mad. Lucas calmed him down and spoke, and they said, "Fine, we will let you live if your father is to take on the punishment of becoming mortal, which your dad is, and that was the price." We'll pick up today's session with you guys making your way back home to Ocraria from the high heavens. And then we'll do a quick time skip depending on what you guys want to do, and we'll head straight. Unless there's anything you guys want to do, I can just do a small time skip to when I have to make the announcement for the games.
Okay.
Yes, we'll pick up this session with you guys with the ship opening a small portal leading back into the mortal plane of Ocraria. Where the ship will take you about an hour or two to get home. Nothing too fancy, since last time we ended the session was your dad was eating spider kebabs, Lucas was throwing up because he's just like, why spider meat of all things? And everyone just enjoying themselves.
Spider. Everyone loves spider meat.
Yeah.
You're disgusting.
But yeah, we'll bring up today's session there.
Oh my gosh.
But yes, unless there's anything you guys want to do on the ship, it will take you about an hour or two to get home.
Riskus is gonna 420 blaze it.
Valid.
He has a new magic pipe he wants to try.
Okay. Yes, the pipe you told me about.
Why is the game paused? Oh no.
I mean, you guys are in the main map. You guys want to place your tokens and move around?
Nah, no. I just thought maybe the game was on hiatus. Oh no. I mean, freeze. What?
Alright, so we're going on hiatus, boys and girls, ladies and germs, ghouls and freaks, other terms I can't think of at the moment.
So where are we traveling from right now?
You are traveling from Elysium back to the mortal plane.
So we're just teleporting back?
Yes.
Okay.
You are just teleporting back home.
Alright. Awesome.
Mhm.
Anyone want to get a crappy souvenir from the gift shop? You know, I went to Elysium and all I got was this crappy shirt.
Yes, they have that. There are some people that generally do enjoy that kind of stuff, so as heaven, they sadly have to comply with the rules of humanity and other such races and species.
And just kind of,
Hmm.
I'm just, just kind of walk around just with sunglasses on, just going mortals rule. Yeah.
Goodness gracious. Yeah, if there's
What?
anything you guys want to do, let me know.
We should probably get back as soon as we can. At least that's what Lucas's thoughts are. It's just get back as soon as we can to get out of here before something happens, and to give us time to prepare for what comes next.
Okay.
Unless anyone else wants to stay, I mean, you know.
I don't think so.
No.
Oh, I know. Lucas will ask this kind of Dutch ice, like, just kind of like put an arm around his shoulder and just kind of like, Dust Shy, hey, Dust Shy. So I've been looking around, but I don't see Narimi. Is Narimi here?
Is she?
Okay. Let me explain how this works. Where you are is in the gates of heaven where the angels proceed. Heaven is split up into subsections of each, since each of the races has a different form of heaven in their head. To accommodate, each race goes to a different part of it. Narimi and the gods have their own their own demi-planes. So she's not exactly right in front of you, but if you look around or ask around, you'll be able to find her demi-plane, yes.
Alright,
Also,
so
just to add on to Kyle, because I know you're thinking about this, yes, sir, you can find the freaking Cobalt Orgy Pit somewhere.
No! Why are you validating that?
I'm not gonna tell him that.
That was out of character for Kyle only. That's not a thing
But
that
I'm not gonna tell
You
Pickers
know, the
that.
funniest thing is, I was not even thinking about
I
that.
don't
at
believe
all.
you. I don't
Why?
believe you.
I wasn't. I literally was not even thinking that.
I don't believe.
Why?
Anyway,
Why Fable? Why validate it?
I don't know.
Oh,
I'm tired. Leave me
alright.
alone. But yes,
So-
that is what you would know.
Alright, then I'll say not here specifically, but they're around.
Well, that's too bad. I thought we could really, blow Lydia's mind if we introduce her to a deity.
I don't think she would still change her opinion, though.
No, but it'd be very funny to see the interaction, don't you think?
I think she'll just be in full denial. I don't think it's gonna be as funny as you think it will be.
It'd be funny to me. Just
I
kind of
think
wondering
it'd probably be a bad idea.
why.
Why would it not be a bad idea? Sounds like a bad idea.
Because I don't think she'd be dumb enough to, attack a god. Maybe insult one, but
I don't think she'd be dumb enough, but I feel like she'd be bloodthirsty.
no. Wait, do gods bleed?
I think we're about to find out.
No, let's keep moving.
Tell me,
Okay.
tell me, do you bleed? God, Batman v Superman looking. Okay, anyway, enough bad movies aside.
There's blood in the water, the sharks come.
Dashai, if you do wish to even go towards Narimi's plane, I will allow that. It's up to you though.
We have a lot on our plate, kind of deal, and Doshai might want to, but she knows that it might not be the good time, the best of times, the worst of times.
And
Our time.
out of character, Dashai has been there before. In character, she would not have remembered.
Yeah.
Right here, right now. It's our time.
Okay. So, that's it. The ship begins to slowly, as you look around, Captain Dustin. Sorry, not Captain Dustin. Captain Raphael. God damn it! I'm calling him Dustin again. I changed his name because apparently everyone in the world knows a Dustin who was an asshole, and I'm like, why? Why?
I don't.
I know, but it's like literally I've met 2 to 3 people, and I'm like, that is such a weird coincidence. Anyway. Right, so Captain Raphael will say, alright everyone, we are going to be teleporting soon. Hold on to something. If you're not used to interplanar travel yet, you might have some motion sickness, to say the least. We should be able to get back home in about You see him kind of gently knock on the ship. The ship growls back at him. He says, okay, in about 2 hours, give or take. So just enjoy the ride and enjoy yourselves.
Thank you very much for ferrying us back.
Mm-hmm. It's no
Alright,
problem, sir.
Lucas will just kind of approach his father and just kind of check up on him. Like, so how are you feeling?
If I'm honest, I'm a bit confused. My body hurts. I feel my stomach makes sounds I'm not used to. And I think, don't quote me on this, I think I might have to go to the bathroom.
Ah, right. Don't worry. I know many good mortals that can, we can help you get accustomed to a mortal body. They're unlike a immortal one that doesn't require sustenance. You do now. But good news is, the world is filled with many delicious delicacies that you can now enjoy. Problem is, though, is that your body, then will consume that and will create waste that your body then needs to expel. Yeah. But it's not too bad. You're going to find out very quickly what your body likes and doesn't like. But, anyway, I need to have a bit of a team meeting with my friends. So Lucas will just kind of hand him his water skin and some of his rations. Like, here, these should feed food and drink. Drink slowly. I don't want you to choke, and make sure to chew the food properly. Small bites. Don't want you to choke on that. Choking's a big problem for mortals. So yes.
Okay. Your father looks a bit confused. Like, how do you choke on water?
If you accidentally kind of inhale some of it, it can get into your lungs and make breathing very difficult and impossible. So, yeah, you can choke. Anyway,
I love how you have to teach an immortal, a formerly immortal, how to eat and drink food. So
yes, just eat and drink slowly, carefully, and small amounts. While I just talk with my friends.
All right, thank you.
Is Lucas's father portrayed by Ted Danson?
Question: are they a good person?
He's done some really cool things, and he's done some really fucking cringe things.
He is portrayed by a young and vibrant Jean-Luc Picard.
Sir Patrick Stewart, you mean? Scrub Lord?
Yes, sorry, yes. I didn't want to name drop him like that,
Oh my god.
In case if he's listening, then you never know. He's everywhere.
But yes, I was making a good place joke.
Okay.
Carry on.
I've never seen that. I've always wanted to give it a shot, to be honest. But yes.
Oh,
please
it's
do carry on.
very, very good.
I'll take your word for it, Cardi. I will.
Alright, but yeah, so Lucas will then just kind of call out, like, everyone, team meeting. Since we have some time before we get back to our plane of existence, it's probably best to go over what we need to do next. Or what will be coming next, I guess.
Alright.
Looks like Webby's sleeping, so just let her sleep for right now. We'll fill her in later. Alright, so again, thank you all very much for coming with me on this. Much appreciated, and thank you for the help in with the encouragement and bolstering of my abilities and talents to handle that as best I could. Coming up next, though, I only have a couple things. We have a bit of time, not much, but some, before, well, that Mind Flare Lich Flare will come calling for us to take part in his games. And we also have a very angry, rampant book carrier running around, causing a lot of problems. So, what I want to know is your thoughts on how we should proceed.
Go for the book carrier. This is not
I
the
think
word of
we
the
should
DM.
go for the book carrier.
Thank you. I'm kidding. I'll stop.
We still have time for my dad, so as much we can do to kind of prepare us for that, I'm willing.
Well, I guess we could come up with plans and contingencies. Like, well, I had a thought that if I could get eyes on, your father during the whole ordeal, I might be able to teleport myself over to him and grab him and get him away from the Lich if he's nearby. But then I had the thought of what if the Lich could interfere with my magic casting? I would be sort of...
We talked about this. It wasn't just a you thing. Remember?
Vaguely. Sorry, it's a lot's been going on. It's hard to keep everything pieced together. But that's just a thought I had, But I know all of us together we can do many things, so just, I don't know, trying to give us options. I guess if this Lich, I don't know if this games he wants is combat. Do you think it's gonna be combat primarily?
No.
If it's combat, I know we can handle that fairly well. If it's more games of the mind, I'm gonna be less useful in that. But I know Livia and Pippers here could easily pick up the slack on that.
Yeah.
Yes!
What's 2 plus 2?
Fish. What?
It's not fish. Don't be dummy. It's 14.
Oh, dang it.
I'm sorry. I'm having too much
It's 22.
fun. Oh goodness.
Anyway, Alright, well, we could also attempt to possibly, well, I know we talked about it before, but tracking down the Lich's phylactery. But I know that's had some inherent risk as well, because if he could sense that we messed with it, got a hold of it, I don't think we could break it right away, because he'd definitely be able to tell with that, I'm pretty sure.
Can you even try to? I mean, it's not like magic would work. You don't know how it looks like.
True. All I know is that if we do the Lich's games, or if we have to fight the Lich, well, from stories I've heard, that Liches come back after, I don't know, a year. I don't know the time, but
You knew that? It took me like hours to figure that out in books.
I just from tales,
Mhm.
nothing, just kind of rumors, basically lore, kind of legends and stuff. Just that they always come back. That's if you can't find what's anchoring them here to life or unlife. I don't know. As for the book carrier, we don't know exactly. Do we know exactly where he is? We don't, do we?
Nope. Just the identity.
Yes, someone we pissed off rightly.
But that's probably already easier to find them, knowing who they are, than the phylactery.
Possibly, yes. I mean, Pippers, Dasha, have we ever come face to face with this person?
I
I don't
don't-
recall ever coming face to face with him.
I don't think so. I think I just saw him through the scrying, right? Right?
I think so.
I don't know.
Right?
But
No, we
yes.
did see him. Didn't he murder Pippers in front of us?
No, that was the Lich. I'm talking about the book carrier.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Well then, Dashai, what are the current statuses of the books?
Okay, I guess. What are you asking exactly?
Well, that one person said that some of the books are, well, fit to burst from the amount of souls that they've gotten because of us.
Well, we removed that thing, so
Yeah.
You remove the weapon's connection,
yeah.
correct? But what about the souls that are trapped in the books?
There's no way for me to confirm that. I mean, he looked older when I last talked to him, so I don't know if that has any meaning.
I last talked to who?
No one. Shifty
Inside check.
sweating intensifies. Yeah, Joe Mama, exactly.
Yo, mama. God damn it.
If somebody says that, I have to.
Pretty sure I can't make this roll, no matter what I do. Deception.
Yeah, you could.
If you want to roll deception, go for it.
Yeah.
Hey, I did it.
I'm not a very good insider. That's more Pipper's thing.
I trust the shy. I mean, she is the mother of my children, so.
Wait, what?
Don't say it like that.
What?
He's talking about our kobolds, Gex, and Snowflake.
Yeah.
Oh, the children you.
What do you think I was talking about?
I assumed that you two had an
No!
egg together.
No!
An
Oh,
egg.
God! God! No!
You know, I don't want to get into the details of Dragonborn anatomy, okay? And the whole egg thing.
You know, Pippus, that's kind of reaction is very rude.
Why? Because I just consider Dushy a friend only?
Yeah,
I
but
don't see it rude.
you said you said you though. I mean,
No,
that's
because I don't consider it. Because I don't consider us an option for any kind of sexual relationship.
yes, that's fine. But you didn't have to use the word you. That's
Well, I'm
it's kind of-
thinking I'm not gonna do it with Tippers. I don't see him that way.
Oh no!
Yeah,
It just made me think that you found her repulsive.
No, I don't find her repulsive. I mean,
Okay.
in a form of sexual sense, I do because she's not a kobold. You know, which are the sexiest creatures alive, according to the internet. So,
We
What's
don't
the
talk
internet?
about the internet, you freaking weirdo.
What is the internet?
No, I
Don't worry
refuse.
about don't worry about it.
It's a kobold thing. Don't worry about it.
And
It's
how-
I
an
have
underground
seen this
thing.
beyond the blue veil.
I
You
don't
know,
I
we're
don't know,
talking about spider webs, kind of nets.
Yeah,
Oh god,
And
ew.
it's like
Oh.
underground things,
Yeah, it's like a whole-
network.
yeah,
But-
it's like a whole bunch of spiders that relay information and like go into your ear and like put it in
Yep.
there.
I'm
Yeah.
trying
Well,
to eat my
that is very
food.
true. I have a feeling werewolves are probably more popular on this net than kobolds.
I don't know what you're talking about, and I feel it's a bit too meta.
I don't know, Pippers. You're the one that started from that, honestly.
Yeah, you open this Pandora's box, man. But anyway, so all right. Well, so Dashai, to your knowledge, can the books? I don't know who you talked to, but can these books be damaged at all?
Would I know that Fable, like from what I know and stuff like that?
Say if we've inflicted magic upon them.
It might not be, depending on how strong the magical item is, it may be possible. But again, it depends on what kind of magic you plan to use on them. I have before mentioned that there are two ways to destroy magic items outright. One, using the blood of a god, or two, throw them in a volcano.
Or 3, chuck them into an anti-magic field.
I mean, technically, you guys had the books in an anti-magic field, and they seem to thrive relatively well.
Ah,
Well, I mean, your
Wait, sure,
weapons
sure.
did. Remember, your weapons were doing, like, holy crap, they're still fine. What the frick?
oh yes.
And the books
Wait.
were connected to the weapons at the time. I'm just trying to put it out there. What happened?
What say you, Dashai?
Maybe just not. I don't think it's an option for us right now, but maybe sometime in the future.
So volcano, yes.
No.
I mean, I'm sure these lands have a volcano somewhere, right?
Alright, imagine this. Imagine, like, throwing something very deadly into a bigger thing that's very deadly, and the explosion causing both things to become more deadly, destroying more than it would have originally.
Dashai.
Double owie.
Dashai, on that train of thought, it's possible that if you do destroy the books, it only make things worse, like you're saying.
Yeah. I mean, like,
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure if the original people that could seal go threats, you know, power, soul, etc., into, like, you know, books and whatnot, I'm sure they would have thought these things, you know?
If it was just so simple that we could have just destroyed the books, then yeah. But
There is someone alive you can ask, but Livia hates them like with a passion.
Me?
Scarlet, remember? She was literally there when it happened.
That is true.
But Livia does kind of want her dead, so, you know.
That was only that one time. I'm sure she's forgiven her.
Scarlet?
The UNT woman that tried to kill you when you fought her?
Oh yes,
Remember him?
yes. The lust woman that mind whammied a lot of us.
Yes.
Oh man. Okay, yeah. That's not that long ago. I was thinking like fucking way back.
Back in my day.
It was recent,
BRB.
but not too
Yeah.
recent, you know? Yeah.
So, I guess we could ask her.
That's an option.
I don't really like the idea of messing with soul magic. I mean, it sounds very dangerous. You also could take a trip over to I think it's called the sinking marshes or the drowning marsh. Was it something marshes? And check out Muriel Talon's lair there. See if he's still residing there or not.
Oh,
So
their
at least-
goodness.
At least we know that place is there.
Oh, to
Just-
your destiny.
oh, I thought you said something about what that popping noise is. I'm making popcorn.
We're talking about going to the sunken marshes.
Oh. Well, yeah, I already said I'm going there.
Well,
But nobody
we're talking-
wanted to come with me.
So Lucas is proposing that we head there after we get back, since it's one place we know is there, and we can do something about it, possibly. But
I mean, don't we have other priorities, or do you think we should just, get rid of one of our biggest pains in the butt?
well, if he's there, of course.
Yeah.
He might be gone, for all we know. But I don't know. It's up to you. How much time do we have left before the Lich will come calling for us? Do we still have? You have like 10 days.
According to the popcorn, you guys have 12 days.
12 days. Oh,
What's that popcorn?
10 to 12 days. So on.
Yes, it says 10 to 12 days.
Not just Lucas, just kind of asking the group.
The popcorn has spoken.
Is that? What do you all think? Is that enough time to take a swing over to the sunken marshes and
Yeah.
do a little investigating? Or we could take the time to train a bit more, work on our teamwork, and prepare.
I think we can go to the marshes.
Okay. Very well.
Alright, I'm gonna need at least 3 weeks to prepare this, guys. We're ending today's session here. Bye, everybody.
Well,
Hello.
then, well, as soon as we get back to our plane of existence and drop off my father, and then should I stick around long enough to give an explanation to my mother, or should we just head out after we drop him off? It'd probably be very rude not to give an explanation.
Yeah, I should probably explain that.
Okay.
You can be like, hi, Mom, I found Dad, bye.
Peace. Oh, disappear. All right. Well, I'll try not to take too much time on that. Are there any supplies we need? Anyone need to do any shopping for anything?
Lucas, thank God that your mother is not Catholic, or else she'd be like, Oh yeah, sure. You can just go off and just say one quick thing to me. It's not like I did anything for you. It's not like I gave birth to you or anything.
All right, where's
And
this accent?
And I'd retort, yes, you brought me into
Minister.
this miserable world. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I was like,
Pulls out a shoe.
Oh, he just pulling out my slipper. Bring it, Mom. I will send you to Jesus.
See, if you were a Catholic boy, you would never raise anything to your mother. You would live in terror of her for your entire life.
I'd also like to add, if you were also Hispanic and or Mexican, the chancla would kill you.
You know what else? You know what else
Yeah.
I'd do if I had a mother like that? You know, I just kind of lean in, and whisper like, "And when you're old and on monitors and stuff to keep you alive, I'll pull the plug."
Oh my god!
Wow! Wow! Wow!
And just
disrespectful
watch.
for disrespectful for your mother. Disrespectful. I'm just
D&D
gonna
got
say,
dark this
Hey,
week.
no,
Again.
I love my mother. My mother is wonderful. But if
I'm
I had
just-
a mother like that was like that, yeah, no, yeah. Boink, flatline.
I'm just gonna say, Fable. I think that consider. I don't know if it's because of the fact that there's a large Catholic population in Mexico, but I feel like Mexican and Catholic mothers are very adjacent.
Oh yeah, you have no idea. You literally have no idea. All those jokes about Mexican moms hitting their children with like a freaking sandal. Yeah, no, I've seen it. It's true.
Yeah, no, I'm a Catholic boy, so
Yeah.
Oh, my mom's pretty chill.
There's something in the water. I swear to God, it's something in that in that holy water they give at
Yeah.
the church. That's the thing. I don't know.
I don't know why, but I think it's also a thing with like, I don't. I for some reason like Christian Asians. I don't know why. It's they pull out the slipper too.
okay.
I don't know why. What is it with mothers and slippers?
Don't worry about it. Anyway, going on.
Okay, so what's the plan, guys? So I can prepare.
I guess
You have multiple options. You can either train, go to the Lich, go to the Sunken Marches, talk to Scarlet, or I don't know, some third thing I can't think of at the moment.
We'll do the third thing.
Okay, we're having
it's a
another.
brand new car.
We're having another shopping episode. Okay, gotcha.
I'm buying all the legendary items so we
You
survive.
can't even afford one.
I will do anything to get it.
Okay, you need to fight 3 T-Rexes. Each one are undead and have their regeneration ability. Not even your holy magic hurts them. Well, I mean, it stops it. Yes.
I can afford it. I can afford one.
No, you can't.
Yeah, I can.
Not even with your hands. Not even with them. Not even. I didn't even look, Pippers. I didn't even look, and I knew you roll sleight of hand. Not even with those hands, you can catch
Fuck.
I'm
Damn, man.
putting the new rule: 600 and above for them to catch those hands.
Jeez.
But seriously, guys, what's the plan?
I
I
guess
I'm panicking.
dropping off Lucas's father.
Mhm.
Giving an explanation to the mother. And getting any supplies that we need, like any potions or anything, if anyone needs it. An anti-death armor for everyone, so we can't be hit by death magic. So power word kill just bounces off us.
I don't think that's a thing.
That has to be custom made, and that'll probably be legendary status. I'm afraid.
Oh, car. And then heading to the Sunken Martians, I guess.
Okay. I guess I'm not
If
prepared.
that's
for
cool
this.
with everyone.
I'm not prepared for this, but so be it. I've done worse with little.
What did you prepare, by the way?
The
The
Lich?
game.
I
We do the
literally-
games now.
I
Really?
literally
The Lich?
Yeah, because you were so adamant on going. I'm like, okay, I'll prepare
Well-
this.
We kind of like figured that we would go like on the date he.
Yeah, the day so we kind of have to fill in with our time, trying to do what we can with the time we have left.
we train.
You said it was like 3 months or something?
It was 2 months. 2 to 3
Yeah.
months. Okay, that's fine. I have enough ideas in my head to make something out of nothing. Don't worry, I don't call myself the greatest DM you've never heard of for nothing.
Yeah.
Alright, so 2 hours have passed. As you guys finish your talk, your dad's still a bit confused about bodily functions in human bodies, especially since as an immortal angel, he technically didn't have the necessity for eating, drinking water, sleeping, or having he could have like muscle aches and stuff like that, but not in human form. Because his immortal body was essentially supposed to be, all intents and purposes, perfect in a way to constantly fight off demons, other worldly beings, or even help mortals, things like that. Humans.
Chris. Hey, Chris.
However, due to the fact that your dad is now mortal, he has no idea why his stomach keeps making sounds at him. He's just like, I already ate, I already drink water, why are you making... Oh, it's like, oh, okay, I have to go to the bathroom. Understood. Things like that. It's like watching... it's sadly like watching a child in the body of a grown-up, pretty much. This is what happens when you exist as a mortal, given mortal flesh. But yes, your dad seems to be for what little amount of time he says, he seems to be what's the word? I can't think. Compromising? No. He seems to be doing pretty okay.
Adjusting?
Yes, thank you. Why couldn't I think of that?
I don't know.
I legitimately could not think of that word. My head was gone. I hate it. Right. He's adjusting well so far. The only time will tell when they'll get better. Okay. Anyway, as you guys finally make it home, you all teleported back home, where the ship makes its way back to your house. Excuse me. The ship makes its way back to your base of operations, the Fabled Portal, where, yes, you land safely. The ship lands on the ground. As it does so, the ship seems to shift in place, making weird sounds as it does so, until finally the ship turns from from kind of like a relatively okay, most ships are still very big compared to people, so it goes from a very big ship to what appears to be a very small looking backpack, oddly enough, where Raphael is able to just pick it up and put it on his back. Well, everyone, we made it home now.
It's good to be back into our own plane of existence. Whew!
Yeah, I don't think I'm crazy about heaven.
I like how no one's gonna ask questions. I love it.
Well, on the bright side, at least heaven has a library, right?
Did it?
Yeah, heaven has a library.
Yeah, they had a very large, extensive library.
Yeah, you went there last time.
Between planes.
Actually, heaven does have a library, but it's more like a library on
religion,
kind of the life and times of people, things like that. And also religion, if you're interested. If you're into that kind of thing.
But all right, I'm going to escort my father inside, fetch my mother, and yeah, see how that's gonna go. If you guys want to come along, you're more than welcome. If you don't want to, that's understandable.
Just go, Lucas.
All right.
Go.
All right, Father.
I think this may be a private moment for you, Lucas. I'm going to commence my meditations for the evening.
All right.
That means he's gonna do the dank weed.
420 blazing.
Yes. Lucas, if there's nothing anyone will do, we will commence Lucas going to his mother with his father.
Yes.
Lucas will just kind of show him in and say, well, welcome to what we've called the Fabled Portal. It's former farmland that we've gotten ownership of after doing a mission for the guild. We've, as you can see, kind of changed and expanded it from what it was. Got a bit more things. So we do have some gardens set up for farming, some livestock here and there. Got some workshops for metalworking and the like. We got a bit of a large, well, it's kind of mansion almost sorts that we all live in, and it's a base of operations. We also have a built an indoor bar for if you wish to sample some of the mortal spirits drinks that we have. They're a bit stronger than, well, what I was giving you, so do go easy on them. You can get drunk now, so with that, well, yeah, that you're going to need some practice with. Alright, well, I'm going to show you to the lounge and find you a place to sit, and I'm going to go fetch Mother.
Okay. Okay.
Lucas will just kind of find like a nice kind of like sofa for him to sit on, and just alright. I will return, and he's just gonna just kind of run off because he's yelling, "Mother, Mother, hello, Mother." Oh dear.
Your mother appears, wondering what all the hubbub's about.
Oh, Mother, there you are. How are you doing today?
I am well, dear. What's wrong? What seems to be something's wrong? Something on fire? Oh dear, are the kobolds activating their traps again?
No. Wait, what? You know what? Never mind. We'll deal with that. Deal with that problem later. No, there's actually someone here that would like to see you. Just kind of just close your eyes. You got to see. Want you to be surprised when you see their attire. So,
Okay.
he'll just kind of take her hands and just kind of guide her.
Alright,
And-
she'll follow you.
Okay. And he'll just kind of like gesture to his follower just to kind of just keep quiet.
Okay.
And as he kind of gets them like, about maybe 20 feet apart, he'd be like, all right, Mother, meet our guest.
Alrighty, as you say that, she's like, not yet. As she opens her eyes and she cuts herself off and she says yes, and without saying a word, she just runs to her dad. The two of them embrace in a hug. Both your mother and your father having tears in their eyes. They haven't seen each other for over 2 decades now. The last time they saw you was when you were no more than a baby, a couple days old at best.
Lucas is doing his best just to fight back tears. Like, just smiling, just beautiful.
Just your mom in tears asks asked your father, how is this possible? She thought he was dead. She thought he was in prison forever. Your father will reply with a simple, it's actually thanks to our boy. We are... Yes, roll for emotions. It's actually thanks to our boy. I've been a son. I've been given the chance at life. I'm now mortal. I can finally grow old with you and live the life we wanted. I'm so sorry I'm late, though. And your mom just smiles with tears in her eyes, says, oh, shut up, you. What matters is that you're here now. And just a hug. Your mom just, like, for a minute stops hugging your dad and just, like, holds her arm out for you to join in the family hug.
Our grandchildren.
Lucas will join in after smacking that little bird. Yeah, damn birds getting inside. You'll just tearfully like run and join them in the hug. After so many years, we're finally together again.
Just your mom not really knowing what to say. She has both the most important people in her life right here in this room. You did it, Lucas. Your family's back together.
Told you, Mother, I wanted it to be a surprise. Though I owe a lot of this to my friends as well. They were able to, with their abilities, able to get us to someone who could get us to the heavenly planes. Webby's line.
Oh goodness.
And so a lot of the credits on them. I wouldn't have been able to do this without them. And you two are more than welcome to stay here as long as you wish. This home I've built for myself and my friends, my found family, is more than enough space. Has more than enough space for my blood family. By the way, Mother, as for hopefully you can take more surprises.
Oh no.
It has recently come to my attention that you are actually also a grandmother. Yay!
She
Mom.
gets the shoe.
God, I hope she doesn't react like Hildy's mom.
Yes, she'll hit him with a frying pan. Karst, your mother, she looks at you. The tears gone away as a dark aura consumes her, and her eyes become red. Run. I'm kidding, though. Your mom does look at you, though, still tears in her eyes, and she still has happy that your father's here, but she was shocked, happy, all kinds of emotions, not really sure how to feel. And when you told her she's actually a grandmother as well, she's happy but confused, just like, I'm a grandmother? What?
Yeah. So apparently, 3 grandchildren. It's a bit of a long story. To kind of sum up for you, Mom. I kind of had really nothing when I left the orphanage, so I had to make a life for myself and became a bit of a storyteller, traveling person who entertained people and donned other persona and disguises, and basically experienced
Raven,
many
seducer, and
things.
thief.
Throwing a
Friskus out
shoe
of
at
nowhere.
Friskus
Friskus.
isn't here.
But experiencing many different aspects of life, and some of those aspects led me into the lives of some other ladies.
Lucas, your mom will just kind of just stop you after that. She's like, okay, one thing at a time. Just because Livia put it out there. Well, Dushai did. Your mom was gonna say, when you mentioned children, I honestly thought you were gonna tell me somehow you and Livia had children, but you were,
Well, no. We
right,
not
one thing
yet.
at a time, dear.
Um,
Yet!
I mean, that's up if she is wishes to pursue that. We just kind of yes started dating. I asked her out, and well, I hope she wants to continue.
Does she know that you have 3 children?
Yes, she helped me rescue them.
Yes.
And she helped me rescue them. Though I think she is very upset about that whole thing as well.
I couldn't tell.
Yes, I was kind of very shocked by the news as well because I had no idea that I had kids.
Right. Your mom's in shock. She's like, okay, one thing at a time. Okay, first your father's back, and apparently you have children.
Yes. Though the mother of one of them doesn't want me in the kid's life at all, because the kid has a very stable life right now, which I very much understand. So, though one of the other mothers did get back to me and told me that if I wanted to, I could be a part of their life, and I'm kind of deciding on that right now. Because the kid has has people that care for him, so like family.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Well, first. Tell me who the child's mother is. I'm gonna go talk to her.
She's a bit of she's kind of part of a royal family.
Well, I understand that, but I mean the one whose child, the one that is okay with you visiting your child.
Oh, though that one.
Yes.
That is
Benjamin speaks up and says, Lucas, I don't want to blow up your spot, but she really is waiting on an answer.
Thank you, Benji. You're alive! I mean, what? Yes, right. Well, the one that got back to me, she's her name is Brigitte. She's she's gonna gesture his thumb to Benji. Kind of his boss in a way.
I'm retired from that life, not my boss, just a person I know.
Ex-boss, sorry. Though his husband.
Also, I was never guild certified.
Well, your husband is, right?
Yes.
Right, his husband's boss then. Bit of a lead. No, well, she wasn't one before, but is now the leader of the Rogue Guild.
Okay.
In her area, so. But I'm not quite sure where she's stationed now, but I am sure that Benji's very loving husband could help us get word out to her, right, Benji? Help me, please.
Benjamin is going to look at Lucas, and I don't have his character sheet, so I can't roll insight. But I am trying to parse whether Lucas wants me to agree or say, "Oh darn,
he's just kind
no,
of
I can't."
His eyes, he's kind of looking at you with just kind of like a pleading look, just like help, just make the situation better.
But how do I make the situation better? Do I block your mother from doing this possibly rash thing, or do I help her do the thing? Because it's what she wants.
Help her.
He's just kind of like hands clasped. Was like, he's just gonna kind of nod to Benji. Tell your darling husband. He's just gonna sigh and just kind of come over and just like pull out from his bag a sealed envelope and just lay it down on the counter. It's like, have him get this to Brigitte and include in the delivery of this, ask her if she would like to come to visit, if she has the time, and to bring our son.
Benjamin nods and takes the letter and says, "For what it's worth, I think either option would have been the right thing, but I think you're doing the right thing for you as well."
He's just kind of leaning and whispers like, "I really hope so. But I'm also hoping that this is the right thing for the boy. Also, if your husband also has some contacts, see if he can look into the other mother, Grace, a tiefling woman, successful owner of a wine grove."
Okay, as your friend, I have to call you out when you're doing something that is going to bite you in the ass. Don't send private investigators after your estranged baby mama.
No, just oh yes, that is very true.
Yeah.
That's a very fair point. Well, I haven't heard back from her, so I just want to make sure that she's alive at least. If she's alive, that's fine. And if she just burned the letter, then that's that. No worries. I just want to make sure that she and the kid are alive at least and well.
I can try and get you a status report on that much, I guess.
Thank you. I'm not going to do anything else after that. So I literally sent letters to leave it up to the mothers for what they wanted to do. 2 got back to me, and 1 didn't, so yeah, I'm a bit concerned. But, alright. What? He's just gonna lean back from the counter. It's like, well, Benji and his husband will handle that. I know you have a lot of catching up to do and a lot to process. I'm gonna leave you to it. Did you have any other further questions, Mother?
How soon can they get here?
As fast as land travel is possible, depending on how far away they are. I'm not sure. But
quick question, Fable.
Mm-hmm. What's up?
Would Benjamin and Vance's various business ventures, including the bar, give them enough money that I could have a sending stone?
Yeah, definitely.
damn.
I mean the bar, your bars literally caters to adventurers, as well as the fact that you have a bartender that literally didn't sleep made it so the night owls could drink up till however they wanted. It was actually a really good bonus. But yes, you'd be able to afford a sending stone.
Alright. Oh, I guess there is an actual physical letter, too. Okay, in that case, Benji is going to turn to Lucas and ask, "Is it okay if I read this? It's just very expedient if I send it by sending."
Yeah, sure, that should be fine. There was nothing too private in there. So.
Gotcha. And Benji will go off into the back to do exactly that. Make a sending to Brigitte and yeah, tell her what Lucas says.
Okay. Takes about you get a message almost instantaneously, actually. The message says, "Benjamin, it's been a while. I understand. I'll be there as soon as I possibly can. Tell whatever his name is. think his son would love to meet their grandparents. And that is it.
Alright. I come back and relay that she's on her way.
Wonderful. Hear that, Mother? They're on their way.
Alright. Your mother is super excited. But kind of also, she's kind of like shaking as well because this is all too much information at once. First, your dad's back. The love of her life has returned from heaven. And now apparently she's a grandma, and then she's going to be able to meet one of her grandchildren. It's just so much stimulation at the moment.
Feel free to sit down, Mother, and order anything you want from the bar.
Mm-hmm. Alright.
Is she wine mom or tequila mom?
She's wine mom. She's fancy.
Alright. Benjamin busts out the good Chardonnay.
Okay. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. So, it'll probably take her a couple days to get here. Even with her advanced spy network, it's not. She can run, but not too fast. She's not a monk. At least I don't think so.
Well, I figure they could get a ride.
Yeah, it'll take him it'll take him about 2 to 3 days to get here. So relatively fast. Nothing too fancy. Yes.
As Lucas is kind of leaving, just kind of letting his father and mother kind of catch up. He's just gonna kind of just freeze, just kind of mid-step, like, oh fuck! I just invited Brigitte here with the boy, and crap! I can't just leave now. He's just gonna fall to his knees and just like, oh no! What did I do? Oh, he's just gonna just find everyone else and just be like, so, hi everyone, how's it going?
How are you? That's essentially the vibe I'm getting.
Pippers, Livia, Dustshy, Priscus, Webby.
Mm-hmm.
Priscus seems thoughtful.
Oh.
He's kind of staring off into the middle distance with a puzzled expression on his face.
Did you tell her about the kids yet?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
And, well, bit of a snag and things happened.
Did you
think it was Livius?
Well, yes, she assumed that, she, well, thought that Livia was, well, pregnant.
That's a really weird assumption.
that, yes, considering we, like, just kind of just started doing dating, so...
Is the mother here right now, or...?
My mother's inside. No.
Okay.
Yeah, she's kind of trying to cope with everything that is going on.
Is she in a good mood?
She's been kind of confounded, flustered a bit. Happy, yes, but also she kind of wanted to know about one of the kids, and I kind of invited them to come here.
Okay, so she knows what all the kids look like, right?
No.
Okay. That's good information.
Why?
Don't worry about it.
Pippers, what are you
What?
planning?
Not planning anything.
Pippers?
What?
Some people can be surprised by interracial
Oh yes, I didn't
know?
inform her at all about
Uh-huh.
who the mothers were.
On the sly, Webby
But
tries to like nudge Pippers and like wink as an understanding.
I don't understand, and I'm legitimately terrified.
But I'm sure my mother would be okay, no matter what race the children are, because
Yeah.
well, I mean, she fell in
No, I
love with
just walked
with
away.
an angel. I mean, that's pretty out there. So she has no room to judge.
I mean, your dad's now
You know
the
what?
equivalent of mortal. I mean, human.
Though yes, he is mortal now too. So
I can tell you for sure, my dad is gonna judge you.
Yeah, at the same time, I don't think that would be a very nice thing for me to do, so I won't do it.
wait. Why would your father judge me?
Well, it's just like dad. You know,
Appreciate
he's that type of dad. Well, we never said he was my dad, but
I'm just gonna whisper to Webby.
What are you thinking? What I'm thinking? But at the same time, do you think it would be a bit to do that to, Lucas's mom? Webby!
Sorry. Webby whispers back. I totally look like a small child if I want to.
I know, I'm like 13 years old. We could totally do it.
Yeah, but you're a kobold. That's a little harder to pull off.
How many people know that? None of these people didn't know that.
I mean, I think we have a better shot of tricking it if it's me.
Yeah, but at the same time, I also think maybe it'd be funny to humiliate Lucas, but it wouldn't be funny to humiliate his mom,
What if we stack on top of each other in a trench coat?
What would that do?
We'd be like a teenager.
How old is Lucas?
I have no idea.
Well, they probably all mature at the age of 6 years old, so you could probably have, adult age children by this point.
Yeah, halflings are like full grown at 2 or something. I don't know how that works.
That is so not true, Webby.
I don't remember how tall I was when I was little.
Lucas is just gonna kneel down behind them. He's like, I am 28 years old.
Yeah, no,
Okay, he's 28. Peppers, he's 28.
yeah, he's gotta have at least, about 16, 18-year-old children by that point, right?
Yeah, I think we're
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
He'll never even know.
drinking.
It was so terrible.
Lucas is just face palming. He's like, I'm going to lock you two in a closet.
You do realize I could break out? We could both break out of that closet very easily.
I will lock you in the wine cellar.
We could break out of the wine cellar very easily.
I will have
the
Rex.
wine cellar. I can get trashed.
Yeah, but I could break out very easily.
I will have Lex create a metal box and seal you inside.
I could easily break out of that.
You are.
How?
So
If
I get sloshed, your mom's gonna think your kids are a drunk.
You are not.
Wait a minute.
What?
You're not supposed. What?
No.
You're not supposed to know.
Oh.
Friskus
No.
appears from behind Lucas. First of all, we've all already met Lucas's mother. That won't work.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And my father has met you too, so.
What if I put a mustache on? Wait a
Yeah,
minute. Kids
right.
wouldn't have mustaches.
Second of all, Lucas, I need to talk to you alone.
What did I do something wrong?
And I'm going to put a hand on his shoulder menacingly.
Can I?
To be fair,
Mhm.
to be fair, he's 28 years old. He's got probably several adult-age children. They can all have mustaches.
That shy Livia, what are you two doing through this, whatever this is? Just generally curious.
Just watching.
Observing the chaos. Yeah.
Okay, I just
You know what?
I just thought I'd ask.
We should go think over this plan further. In
I do.
the wine cellar.
You
I
just
do
want to
have
drink.
That's what Webby's got a 1-track mind now.
I mean, I do have disguise self prepared, so
Oh my god.
Uh,
This turned from going to one place to this. Okay.
Lucas was just gonna sigh and just get up. She's like, "Remember me?" And
Look, it's
follow.
totally safe. Webby will never be able to pull it off, so it's fine.
Yeah. He'll follow Priscus though.
Webby's just like, hello, I am. What was I doing again? And
The first time I tried to make a performance check with Webby, I ended up with a vengeance quest against Sally. So, you know.
Yep, and I still remember what I said. She can sing, she can dance, she can choke on leaves, apparently. I don't know, I don't remember the exact wording. It was stupid. It was fun. Continue.
Alright.
Fizzbad, where are you?
Priscus is going to lead Lucas off to the side,
Here it is.
turn and look at him.
Priscus calls you dad. You are his father.
No.
That's a weird
And
joke
say-
Pippers kept trying to make. Anyway, please continue.
The best advice I can give you is that it requires a very specific and hard to manage touch. Like holding a butterfly.
Okay.
I don't have the lived experience, so I can't be more helpful, but it is complicated. I will explain it later.
Okay.
For now, you have preparations to make.
I feel very bad though because this kind of eats into our time to do other things.
This is why we do those things. For moments of peace.
Alright. Well, I should at least apologize to everyone else then. Thank you, Priscus.
I lunge at him like I'm going to hit him and try to fake him out.
Ah!
I'm sorry. I ruined the moment.
At least it wasn't the nuts. Oh. Alright, well, thank you. He's just gonna kind of pat him on the shoulders, like, and just gonna return to everyone else. Yes?
Condoms are freely available at most clinics.
He's just kind of looked like,
Oh, good lord.
what's a condom?
Yep,
You see-
that's what I thought. That figures. Okay. Go away now.
You
Go
do
away
realize,
before I hit you.
you do realize that condoms existed back then, right?
Yeah, but Lucas never got.
Well, that's why-
Never got sex ed. The orphanage couldn't afford it, man. It was a religious thing. So they just taught abstinence. That's all they taught.
Can I just quickly say heavens to Megatroid? That's all. I'm
Yes, you
saying.
can.
Heavens to Murgatroyd!
Yeah.
And Fable?
Yeah.
Would I know how to get in contact with Tiaz fairly quickly?
Yes. Are we having another
Okay.
wedding?
No.
Okay.
Maybe that'll be like the game finale, but
Okay.
not yet.
If Priscus survives.
Gonna have this
True.
massive wedding, everyone marries everyone.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then the Cobalt Orgy Pit becomes the World Orgy Pit!
No. We're not having
Sorry.
Woodstock.
Okay,
Sorry.
I'm leaving. I'm just gonna prepare my stuff in peace.
Sorry, Fable. I'm
But
sorry.
yeah,
No, you're not.
I'd
Yeah,
like
crap.
to talk to Tiaz whenever I don't feel like Livia and Webby have had their chance to do their thing yet. So after them.
Alright, just let me know then.
Lucas will just kind of return to everyone after talking to Chris because they're like, alright, so I just wanted to apologize to everyone ahead of time. I'm sorry for kind of unexpectedly causing us a bit of delay in traveling to the marshes. I hope you can forgive me. And it looks like we'll be here for a couple days, at least, and waiting. So, yes, so with that time we have, things we can do, and maybe, I don't know, Livia, are you free? Do you have any plans, to do anything for these couple days?
Oh, I have a lot of plans to take care of the spa, the plants, and the mushrooms, and occupy myself as much as possible so I don't think about the mother of your child coming here.
Fair! Very fair!
I'm
I
sorry.
can help with that. I would very much like to participate in that endeavor. What would you say in going out on a date? You know, take a night out on the town. I heard that there's a new chef at one of the restaurants. That's his.
Load up on serotonin before the trauma?
Yes.
We're still all in the same place, right?
Yes.
I'd rather go to a museum or a place of learning so I can really, really, really not think about any of this.
That is fair too. I'm more than happy accompany you on that.
All right.
Webby,
And then
Webby
maybe
is going to commit to memory your plans for a date, and then later she's going to go tell Giff that she wants to do the same thing, but like.
Oh, like
partially.
a baby driver.
It was all her idea.
Excuse me, I'm just dying in the background.
Sorry, Chris, you were saying?
No, that was it. Like, Webby
was it.
just is going to pretend like she came up with this great date idea.
Oh, and then after maybe the museum, I heard that there is a musical group performing, something they call jazz.
Was jazz not a thing before, or?
No, before they were using the Star Wars music.
I knew you were gonna go there. I knew it.
No!
I knew it. I knew
No!
it. I knew it.
Tell me in full detail, Peppers, about this jizz.
No, a fusion of jazz and punk. It's called junk.
This ain't mostly just a bunch of guys with big, like, bulbous heads going.
I am
That
not
kind
even
of sounds like
needed.
old school EDM, honestly.
I'm not
I mean,
even
fuse
needed
jazz
here.
and punk, and you've basically got ska. Like, you need a little bit of traditional Jamaican musical influences to really round it out, but
Oh my god.
you're like 80% of the way to ska there.
Okay. I'll be back. I'm gonna drink. Yeah. Carry on.
I don't want to. I legitimately don't want to. I feel like I'm not even needed here anymore.
Fable, we love you.
Yeah.
We need you to paint us a word picture.
I don't want to anymore, Spaghetti. I'm sorry. I really am. I'm out of pitches. I was just like, all right, Fable, it's time to rev up those gears and make up a plan for the sunken marshes. Now everyone wants to go on date like Baby Driver, apparently.
Yeah.
I didn't ask for it. I was ready to just, skip a couple days while doing,
Same. I even brought out the books. I'm not even kidding. I have a stack of 4 books right in front of me. I can take a picture of you fight.
I'm gonna
Yes, baby.
go to bed for a few days. Good night.
Okay. Okay, I'll just say, just so you all can have your fun and think about it out of character. Like, just think about it, I suppose, in and out of character if you so wish. You all have a couple days of rest, enjoying your time. Livia, you and Lucas go to the museum, do some research,
It's gonna be an art gallery, to be precise.
Okay, you go to an art gallery where you see art from all of the different races, each one having a different artistic take on art. It's none of that modern art stuff because I literally hate it in real life. It makes me mad. I'm like, guys, really? That's lazy. I could literally put a pile of junk and a bunch of you nerds would think it's art. I think.
What do you mean? You don't want like a single black line on a sheet of a whole canvas? And...
Chris, as an actual artist, that takes me off to no end.
There's this golden thing that looks like a USB drive that says ENEF. I'm stopping there.
Oh my god, look at that art. It's so confusing. What's like the artist put an open can of tomato juice and talks about the fact that humanity's dying of hunger. It's just like, no, it's just a stupid can, you dumbass. I'm not going on a rant about this.
Oh damn it! Looks like the board ape wing is closed down for being fucking stupid.
I'm not gonna go on a rant about this, but anyway, as I was gonna paint you a word picture, Anne, it's different art from all of the races, different ones. Some of them more, I guess, as per usual. Some of the elven art is very heavily based around nature, like flowers, plants, still life, essentially. Some of the dwarven art is a little bit in still life, but a different form of nature, mountain ranges, hills, things like that. Each one of the different different artistic pieces comes from a different race of different variety. One of the races, surprisingly, it actually is from a knoll. Instead of being a bit of the more graphic side of art, like where there's a war, it actually entails a very peaceful setting. One where there's a bunch of different creatures and people all gathered together, enjoying a beautiful day at the park, things like that. So essentially many famous pieces combined into things like this. It's actually very interesting to see the different art museum exhibits here. And some of the pieces are created from races you would not really assume to be that interested in art. But it just goes to show you that art is universal. Mm-hmm. And the jazz is fine as well.
Olivia will drink.
I just want to say, damn it, Kyle, you got that stuck in my head now.
What?
The
Mos Eisley Cantina. Mos Eisley Cantina, gotcha.
Yep, I got that music stuck in my head.
Okay. But yes, Olivia, your time at the jazz parlor is fun, but like you said, you're trying to get idea out of your head. You drink quite heavily.
Wait, am I there too?
Yeah, I did say this can be like, let's say if you want, I can just quickly fast forward, just painting you a slight word picture. You two enjoying your date. Olivia kind of trying her best to get her mind off the mother of Lucas's child.
I'm joining her shot for shot.
Okay, both of you trying to get the idea of Lucas's child coming to visit. I mean, Lucas's. You know what?
Baby mama.
Yes, baby mama drama.
Mm-hmm.
Get all them drama-loving llamas out here.
Dang, llamas.
Right, they love those gosh darn dramas. But yes, it is fun. But then you all start to panic about the fact that there is some drama on the horizon, and you both start drinking like crazy. Webby.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I was about to say probably during some point during this is probably Lucas is gonna say. I just kind of like I don't know, probably when we're maybe like I don't know how many drinks in can Livia take.
It depends on how drunk she wants to get, I assume.
I guess if we can make it to maybe 10 drinks in.
10? Well, depends what.
I guess it depends. It's a good point. Sorry.
She
I was
wouldn't
thinking
drink like
shots.
spirits. She wouldn't drink shots. Shots is a bit too it's not classy enough. It would be like, you know.
So I'd say maybe 3 or 4 glasses in.
Depends on how strong of a
Sure.
spirit. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I guess Lucas would probably say like just kind of my mother said kind of made me kind of think of something. Would we, you and I, ever have kids?
That's future stuff, man.
Oh wow.
Right. Webby in the background.
That's not what you ask on a first date, boy.
Yes.
Well, that changes
fair,
how I was
Lucas
going to
is
set
kind
the
of
scene of my scene.
kind of far into drinks, so it gets a little
Honest, you
bit
fuck mother,
loose-lipped.
get out of my brain. This is exactly the conversation I was about to have with the lion.
Are you all, besides Webergale, asking this question?
No.
Okay, besides Webergale and Pippers. And Livia.
Pipper's getting drunk.
Okay,
now.
only
That's
two
right,
of
have his
you.
egg.
Oh my god, I'm leaving!
Oh fuck no. Okay, Derek. Straight up, that is going a bit too far.
I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness gracious almighty. I'm leaving.
Oh,
Because
goodness.
Snowflake is like a preschooler, dude. Come on.
No, I said Dust Shy, asking Dust Shy to have his
Oh,
egg.
I heard Snowflake.
What
I'm
the
sorry.
fuck?
Why?
My thing kind of like glipped out, and I heard like something, and so I thought, because the only person I was thinking about that I would be with is Snowflake while I'm doing shit. So
Oh,
I thought I said it, but then I realized I was muted earlier.
Yeah?
So I am so sorry. I just misheard everything, and I'm probably gonna get off.
Time out corner for you, man.
Let's just go over that. That was a misunderstanding on your
I
part.
am so sorry. I am so sorry. I am so sorry.
It's understandable.
Yeah, it's understandable.
Darn Discord
Yeah.
glitching out.
Yeah, that was an honest mistake.
Yeah, no offense taken.
Okay.
Yeah, that was an honest mistake.
But you're now in the timeout corner for 5 minutes. The cone of shame.
So is Livia answer this?
Good point,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, let's just move on. Livia, what's your answer? What is potato salad?
So much things to learn. I don't know if I can be a good mom.
Oh,
my stomach hurts.
oh god! Just kind of like hold her hair back. It's like it's just kind of rub her back. It's like, you'll be a good mom. I don't know if I'd be a good dad. Oh, why is it so chunky?
It's a bit late to think about that.
Very true. I guess I'll find out. These drinks are good. Oh, you okay?
Let's go home.
All right. Let's kind of help her up if she needs it.
Alright, as you two make your way home, drunk, disoriented, embarrassed, confused, wasted.
Just gonna kind of mumble. It's like, you'd be a wonderful mom to the most brilliant, powerful kid ever.
Also, by the way, you guys hear explosions in the background every now and then.
I hope it's fireworks.
It's not.
Peddlers, on the other hand, I am worried about him blowing up his kids.
They're fine. They went behind the shield.
until you're testing out explosion-proof armor on them.
Oh no, I would never test that out on. See, I would never test that out on my own children. Not when I have the bard in our party that I could do it on.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say. I thought you were gonna suggest Webby because since she's close to your size.
Oh no, Webby could handle herself and handle damage.
See, she's perfect for it then.
Yeah, but I
if
wanted
Webby was there, she
Yeah, I
would
wanna
not be
see
hiding behind a shield.
That way,
Yeah.
that way, if the armor fails, she'll be fine.
Yeah, but I want to see how it would work against someone squishy.
Then
Anyway.
Priscus.
Anyway, I'm sorry. I was just setting up what's going on.
I just, I still scared I'm just gonna die.
No,
So good.
It's just, it's all about a question of timing. You shouldn't have kids without thinking. It's important to, think it through. Make sure you have the right partner and the right life situation. And
just kind of nodding along. See, this is why I would need you in my life. You, big brain, think of all this stuff. I'm stupid. I've messed up so much in my life already. How will I mess up any kids' lives? I want to be able to have somebody who can help me do it right.
Karst, I am sending you a secret message.
Okay, wait, where? Here or Discord?
Discord.
Okay. A secret message. Whispers! Player whispers.
Alright, so Baby Driver, you're up next. That's Webby's new name.
Did you say Baby Driver?
Yes, Baby Driver.
Lucas will just kind of just take both Olivia's hands, just kind of cup him his, just trying to focus his vision. Like, Olivia, my life has been like fire. And when I'm with you, and picture a life with you, you're like a fireplace. Sturdy, strong, and safe. Keeping me from burning everything down around me.
I also have to take care of the chimney. It's not all perfect, a fireplace.
I will clean the chimney. Anytime.
That sounds really...
Standing up doing the Praise the Sun pose.
So those are the 4 books I have on my desk. Cute.
Oh, thought about it after I said it! Damn it. Oh, no. Seriously, man?
Livia doesn't realize, though. She's drunk. She's just saying facts. You have to take care of a chimney of a fireplace, Common knowledge.
Yes. Oh, see? I did not know that. But I'll take care of the chimney anytime. I'll clean it out. Make sure it's all clean, spick and polished.
My father taught me you can just use a mirror and see if you see the light outside, and that kind of tells you that it's fine,
I see.
It's very simple.
And if you don't, how do you clean them?
Well, you have to unclog it. It's very technical. I don't know all the
my
details.
God.
I would read about it.
Alright.
Oh god, go after this.
Alright. Well, we can figure that out together.
Yeah.
You're smart. You figure it out, and you point me in the direction how to do it.
Yeah. That's gonna work.
Let's get back home. I'm ready to crawl into bed.
I think we went the wrong way.
What?
I think it's this way.
When did this alleyway get so many neon colors?
Oh my days.
She drags him in the right direction.
Yeah, just not resist at all.
Okay. Alright, baby driver, it's up. You're up next.
I need a minute. Hang on.
Okay, well, you
Sorry.
take your minute. Dust Shy, how's
Felt
your
my
love
BLT.
life? How's your love life, Dust Shy?
Sweating intensifies as she jumps out window.
Okay. But real talk, what is Dust Shy doing during the night, if you don't mind me asking?
She's just probably hanging out with Loom and Callie and probably the kids as well.
Okay.
Taking care of the baby, cooking kind of thing, cleaning the house. You know, she's busy when she's here. She has work to do. She has house chores that she has to do.
Okay, I understand.
She's busy.
I
Busy!
I understand. I just don't want you to feel left out.
She's
Everyone's
trying
having-
not to think about her past life, the memories that she's forgotten, and what she has lost all forever now, kind
Okay,
of thing.
I'm sorry I asked you, butthole.
The children she left behind.
Yes, the possible children, the possible family, not knowing if she can ever actually start a relationship here without finding out her past memories.
You know what? I'm sorry I asked, Dust Shy. I really am. I really am, you butt. you big meanie. I am so sorry I asked.
And how she deals with that? She plays board games with the kids in the living room.
Okay. You
Possibly Jenga, because that's the most destructive one.
Okay,
Oh my
you have
gosh.
fun with the kids. They kind of seem to have the aspects of Tiamat and Bahamut seem to have accepted their younger sister, brother, into the family. They seem like they've known each other for years, which is kind of funny. Because they literally just met not even a couple hours ago, but they become fast family.
Family bonding, yes.
Mhm.
So it, like, Deshai says, like, as if she's quiet, but like everyone can hear her.
They look at you confused.
Yes, family bond. Oh no, they're looking at me. Jenga! I punched the Jenga tower. Oh no.
Oh my god. Okay, you have this weird thing going on. Alright, but yeah, Chris, you ready? That's not how I thought today would go, but you guys are having fun, and I suppose that's all that matters.
I would just like to point out that I haven't laughed that hard in this game since Benji made his speech with that kazoo Avengers song.
Oh my gosh.
I have been greatly
Well, what's-
corrupted by my Final Fantasy static, is all I'm gonna say.
Just give me 1 second, I'll be ready.
I'm gonna go close the window then, I suppose. Take your
Yeah,
time.
sorry, I'm
I'll
trying
take that
Get
long.
a drink so that I can stop dying.
I think I drank too much of those buffalo vegan wings because I'm kind of sweating a little bit. I can't eat meat today.
Oh no.
Why? Why? Oh no?
Did you say? Wait, it's not. To me, it sounded like you said you can't eat meat today.
Yeah, I can't eat meat today.
Oh no.
I didn't think you were still a practicing Catholic.
I am. No, it's Holy Thursday.
Oh, well, it's Holy Friday here.
Oh.
That's weird.
It's Good Friday here tomorrow, but yeah, no, it's like here's the way I view it. I'm not a very practicing Catholic. I don't think I've been in church in years, but I'm also not hinging my bets that God doesn't exist.
I'm just kind of wondering why God would care what we eat. on certain days.
Listen. I have this conversation a lot, and my answer usually is, "It's my religion. I can go with it how I want."
Very true.
Mhm.
Can I answer with, have you read the Bible? God is a narcissistic, micromanaging asshole.
Sounds like a human.
At least in the Old Testament, anyway.
Mhm. I'm just saying, it's a Catholic thing, and it's been drilled in my brain since I was a baby. So
Yeah, I mean, at that point, if it's just like
Yeah.
yeah,
Poor
a
just so
cultural
you-
thing and custom thing.
yeah,
It's kind of like every time they say, "May the Force be with you," and I say, "And also with you."
exactly.
Alright, I'm back. What the frick you all buttholes talking about?
I'm
The
talking about how I'm sweating from some of my buffalo vegan wings because I can't eat meat today
Oh, okay.
because I'm a I'm a Catholic boy.
Yeah, my mom forced me back when I was in high school to do that. She said once you finish school and stuff, you don't have to ever do this if you don't want to. I'm like, all right.
No, my mom's like, you better keep doing it until you're 65.
Jeez. My goodness.
Yeah, my mom knew I didn't like it. I didn't complain because I knew she wanted me to do it, and I was doing it for her. But she's just like, "Don't worry. Once you're old enough, you don't have to do this anymore." And I'm like, "Alrighty." There's this one time I literally went to my friend's house, and it was Friday. It was kind of the week where we weren't supposed to be eating meat, and my friend's just like, "Hey, you want a meat taco?" And I'm like, "Give me." I broke the rule because my friend gave me food.
See, my other problem is my friends always talk shit about me doing this.
Yeah.
And the number one rule in my life is if somebody tells me not to do something, it only makes me want to do it more.
Oh my god.
Because I am a spiteful little bitch.
Alright, Kyle, don't have fun streaming, you son of a butt. You're welcome.
Okay, I guess I am a bad streamer.
Oh my god, you fuck! I see what you did there, you meaty. Alright, but no, jokes aside. But yeah, that was just a dumb story that happened to me when I was in high school. Only time I ever did that, actually. Every other time I was pretty much a good boy. But if you offered me food, I will literally take it.
So basically, you're like a stray cat.
Yes, actually. Honestly, if you look at my personality, I am either a cat, like the personality of a dog and a cat combined, or like one or the other. Like it's weird with me. I'm terrible.
Anyway, we're playing the Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes. All right, you ready, Webigo?
Yep.
Okay.
So, let's just set the scene from Webby's point of view, and then we can go from there. So, they like go to the same place, the same art gallery or whatever, and Webby is trying not to be seen by them, but she's also like watching them very carefully, just so she can try to do the same things with GIF.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if they like hold hands and like they'll walk up to a piece of art and she'll like look at it and stare at it and like grab her chin and be like, yes.
Okay.
But then when they end up at the bar and they're just chilling, drinking, whatever, and when she hears Lucas ask that question, because Webby is not drunk because her constitution crazy, she will like spit her drink out at GIF and start like choking. And then just be like, we gotta go, and then just like grab GIF and like run out of the bar.
Okay, he'll be a bit confused with water, like with spirit on his face, so he'll be like, oh, okay, and just get whooshed away.
And once they get out of the bar, she'll be like, oh my god, sorry, and then like start trying to wipe his face off with her like dress or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then like messing it up completely, and just be like, oh my god, did you hear that? That's crazy.
Yes, I suppose I did, but what would be so wrong about that?
Lucas already has a kid. He can't have more.
Well, I mean, I suppose so, but it's up to him and her if they wish to have more.
I mean, I guess, but it's Lucas and Olivia. They're like both my friends. I can't do that.
They can't do that. Oh, Webby, you sound like you're 5.
What if they decide that it's too dangerous and then they leave the group so that they can go be happy together somewhere and then we don't all die together at the Lich?
He's like,
That's your concern!
well.
Ink comes out of fucking nowhere. I'll die with you, Webby.
Webby is like full on panicking right now.
Webby.
What?
It's okay. I'll be honest. I highly doubt that they are going to have children anytime soon, especially with what little I understand of what you all do. This is no time and place for heroes such as yourself to have children. Maybe when everything is peaceful again.
Wait. That's right. I could have children.
Yeah, I guess so, yes. Now he's flustered and confused.
Oh boy, tonight's
She's
gonna be
making it awkward
Oh yeah, it's already.
unintentionally.
an exciting night for Webby.
Oh my god.
Anyway, so Gif, if I die, you're released from your contract.
Okay.
You should go back to that terrible place that hates me. That awful labyrinth of a city.
Very well.
And also, you should make sure that the babies are okay in the fight club. You know, keep an eye on them. I don't want them to get too rough.
Why?
Meanwhile, there's one baby playing with the switchblade.
Oh my god. The referee has to come in and try to take away the switchblade from the baby. Oh my goodness. Jeff,
Switchblade.
Mhm.
Oh, I was gonna say baby is level 20.
The referee doesn't stand a chance. Okay, but no, Jeff will say, Weverdale, I 100% believe in you. I don't think that you'll die, but I promise I will take care of the babies. What am I even saying anymore?
Maybe you should take them back to. Well, no, that would be taking them from their parents. Don't do that. Never mind. Don't kidnap the babies, Gif.
I did not plan to. But okay.
Oh, okay, good. I wasn't sure.
Oh my god, Webby. What are you doing?
Find a free
Anyway.
range farm somewhere where they can run free.
Yeah, go set the babies free in a field, Gif. Okay, all right. I think I'm good. Sorry about spitting in your face.
Fine.
Did not expect to hear that from Lucas. Was all.
Yes, I don't think anyone was expecting that.
Man, they were trashed though. We should probably follow them and make sure they get home. Okay.
Oh.
Yes, that sounds like a good idea.
Okay. All right. Let's do that. But far enough back that I don't hear what they're saying because I don't want to spit on you again. Oh, that sounds awkward. I didn't mean that.
It's fine. Everything is going to be A-okay. It's just... Oh my god.
Promise I'll get less nervous.
Do they
I
hear
promise.
the chimney talk?
Oh god, I hope not.
Oh my days, okay, so...
That's it.
Okay.
That's all Webby does.
Okay, you got it. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Webby. You made things so awkward, and then those two made things so awkward, and Jim's just happy you were able to spend time with him, in all honesty. Although he does promise not... Oh, he got a new follower. Hello there.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry about that, guys. But yes, just
They followed because they just really love cleaning chimneys.
no.
I mean, you know.
Oh my days. Okay, anyway, so yes, you all again, as I mentioned, Diff is just happy to spend time with you. And yes, although it was awkward going from a museum to listening to what can be described as what's the word? Bosses, I suppose? Caretakers at the moment? Yes, his two superiors, in a way. Talked about possibly having children someday. Maybe. Who knows? I don't want to get into this weird conversation. And then Webigail talking about probably dying to a lich out of nowhere. You have a fun date, making sure that Lucas and Livia don't pass out in the middle of the street anywhere. And yes, that is how things go for you. Cody, my handsome friend, would you like to go next, or would you like to end my suffering and allow me to push forward? No, that would worsen everyone's suffering, actually. Never mind. What's wrong with this game?
There's so much wrong with this game, but there's a lot good.
And to think someone wants to join this game. Ugh.
Wait,
Why?
somebody does?
Matt, kind of.
Oh, that's right.
Why anyone would want to join this shit show, I don't know. Forgive me, I didn't mean to say that, but still, this is a show. A poop. Anyway, Cody!
Alright.
Oh, there it is.
So Priscus is going to meet Tiaz at, I don't know, the same bar everyone else is at. Why not?
Okay! The
But
jazz
not
bar.
eavesdropping on the others.
Okay, you all meet up at the bar at different points in time. Each simultaneously there. Okay. Right. What are you doing? Oh, excuse me. Tight.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Are you dying?
Yes, I'm also dying.
Okay. As long as that's established.
Alright, so, Priscus is going to talk with Tiaz for a bit
Uh-huh.
and explain to him that he bought a cool curio he'd heard about in the Feywild and has finally got the chance to have a mirror that lets him see beyond the blue veil, as we've established.
Mm-hmm.
And he tells him about how he's using it to explore alternate paths his soul would have taken in different worlds.
Yeah. Fair enough.
And after a while, he says, Tiaz, this will seem odd. An odd question to ask at this stage in our relationship. But I find that the deep things, the slightly intense, uncomfortable things, are often best expressed up front. Do you ever think about having children? I mean, obviously not in the immediate future, but I don't know, is that a thing you think will ever be a thing for you?
Well, in all honesty, I'm not opposed to the idea. Just, with how things are with the groups and stuff, I can't say I never thought of it. I'm not opposed to it. I just never thought I had found the right person or even thought about settling down anytime soon. I'm hearing some rumors about some stuff going on in the background. But again, I'm not opposed to it. What brings this up out of nowhere? I mean, well, I know you said you were looking at an item that let you saw your alternate paths, but there has to be something rooted there, isn't there?
Yes. I saw a version of me in another world who, had a son. And he seemed, I don't know, very scared and also very happy at once. It got me thinking about things.
Okay. Are you thinking of having children soon or something? God, this is so weird.
Not soon, no, but I had sort of thought that I never wanted children,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know, I'm rethinking that stance, and part of that is thinking of, if I were to have children, would my potential partner at that point also want children?
Mm-hmm. Well, like I said, I'm not opposed to the idea. Would like to have them someday. Just not anytime soon. By that I mean not really soon.
I think we're in agreement on that part.
Right. Okay, this is gonna seem like a really weird question, but okay, no, I don't want to ask, but I have to because it's in character, but I hate myself for it. Do elves, do male elves have the ability to spawn children from nowhere? Okay, look, you know what? Never mind. I
No.
asked. Never mind. I asked.
There's adoption and probably some forms of ritual magic that could, I don't know, poof a baby into existence. It's not a subject I've studied.
Okay, well, we can talk about this when the time comes. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of feel like I just made an ass of myself, and he just starts drinking. He gets kind of really flustered and embarrassed to the point where he just is ready to drink his cares away.
I saw another universe where I was a robot with a giant rat.
I have so many questions, and then Tiast will start asking you about this other universe about you being a giant robot with a rat. They're kind of anything to keep the conversation away from what they just asked.
And I think that's all that I wanted to cover, in detail.
Okay. Glad you're all having fun at the expense of the DM guy. Because I feel embarrassed for that. Jesus.
You're welcome.
Oh, Dushai. Peppers, you two are the only beautiful ones here.
Alright, it's my turn to talk about my children.
Okay, I'm rolling a D.
We're all having existential crisis about kids.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to develop a story with death involved.
Sometimes
This
you
is what
have to
happens
think
when you
about
offer.
life.
This is what happens when you offer our characters the scenario of death.
Okay, fine. I'll stop trying to threaten you with guys with death.
Well, good character development.
I know.
It's hilarious and awkward, but it's good character development.
Oh my days. I came into D&D trying to build an adventure, not talk about existential crisis and babies.
So who is next on the parental scale here? Is it me or Dushai?
Peppers is essentially asexual. He already had his kids. No.
I mean, I wouldn't be objected to more, but I just don't have it. I just don't think I'd ever meet the right kobold ever again.
That is valid.
But you see, kids. Eventually, you're gonna probably want to have kids. And I don't know. Do you
I push him like while I'm playing Jenga.
what? I'm just wondering, like, are they gonna want to do like?
I push him again as I pull another
No,
Jenga
I'm
piece.
not asking anything gross. I'm just asking, do you want to do family units or just, have a kid and call it a day?
What? Like the show was not like family unit or what?
What?
No, just no Peppers.
What?
No.
My family's been doing my
And then
family's
what
been
we've
doing
learned is that your tribe doesn't do a lot of stuff that other tribes don't do. So
Yeah, but how is it not? How is it any less valid?
not saying it's not valid. I'm just saying that they're still children. I'd rather have them not think about stuff like that.
I just want to see if they're gonna follow their pappy's footsteps.
No. I'll make sure they never follow in your footsteps.
Then you find out that Snowflake in the future just becomes.
I'll kill you. I kill Pippers right here and then.
I'll
Sent in
kill
the
you.
future.
I'll kill you,
That
man.
only makes Snowflake want to be him more.
Yes, but if I kill you now, then maybe there's some way I can change to the future.
You kill me now, you make me a martyr.
If you strike me down, I'll only become more stronger than you will ever see. Having a fucking line.
Not gonna lie. If Snowflake becomes Pippers Jr., I am gonna fucking love it.
I'm gonna kill you.
I don't know what to do for her, but we'll see. Oh,
He'll do nothing. She'll stay innocent. That's what it'll be. She's baby.
she is,
Yeah, but
she
I
is
mean-
actual baby.
Yeah, but she'll be like inventing things and blowing stuff up and all that stuff.
Okay, honestly, I'm more fine with that, but let's leave the other stuff out.
I didn't ask about that. She's a child.
About blowing stuff up.
No, the blowing stuff up. Any child could do that.
Mom, Dad, where do babies come from? And then they're well in the scene there.
I throw a bomb at Pippers, just him exploding.
What? I learned about it at a young age.
No.
Yeah, and that was bad. But
It's a natural part of life.
I like how you think that this is like a positive thing.
How is it not? It's a thing of life.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop here.
I'm not gonna tell him right now.
Oh,
I can tell.
Mom.
But technically, Gex should probably know, or else he's gonna end up like Lucas when he finds a nice kobold girl.
I mean, he could enjoy other people. Doesn't have to be a kobold.
I'm hurt.
Yeah, but he should still learn about safety, you know.
I want to say you're wrong, but
He's a teenager. He's a teenager.
Oh God, I really hope that this isn't like my second time going through this talk.
I feel like we have this talk a lot.
No, like talking to like her kid about the birth of the bees.
You know, you can just let me do it. I'm fine with
Nope.
talking about it.
Nope, I am not letting you do this alone.
All right. Okay, Fable, can we have?
No, we're not doing this now. We're not doing this now. We'll do this when we get back from the mission.
What if we die and we're not able to tell them?
So
We're not gonna die.
But what if we do die and we're not able to tell them, and then Gex has like 20 kids without thinking about it?
Then he can tell his kids kind of thing, and they'll learn it more appropriately than you were gonna tell them. So
Let
it's
me ask
perfect.
you a question. Do you want Gex to become Lucas?
I hate you.
Wow.
So as you two are having this conversation and just debating and kind of being mean to Lucas just cause that's the norm apparently. Raphael comes in and he's just like, sorry to interrupt everyone, I brought snacks for... Oh dear, what appears to be going on here?
Please interrupt. Please do.
Okay, Gex, you see the whole
No,
thing.
throw you out the window.
Okay, so
I'm not ready for this.
here you go, Lady Dashai.
You know the funny part is it still actually fits in the theme of what we've been talking about.
Throwing you out a window.
No, the other part.
Oh.
Oh my days. Okay, just, Dustin will give you some snacks for you and the kids to enjoy.
Yeah. Dustin, could I ask you a favor?
Yes, Lady Dashai, what can I do for you?
Well, actually, two things. First, the first one's probably obvious and you're gonna do it anyways, but while we're gone, can you just watch over the kids, please?
Of course, I did promise you ahead of time that I would make sure they reach adult years and hopefully keep this one, points to Tiamat's reincarnation, out of trouble. I can, yes.
They've been good. I think so far. I'm sure they'll be fine. And second, keep Pippers away from them. If you see him trying to do any conversation with them, please just, I don't know, throw him out a window. Something.
I crawl back into the window and I say,
Also, if we die, please have the conversation with them.
I will do it when it's appropriate for their ages.
Well, Gex is very well past. Gex should have had it at least like 2 years ago.
I'm gonna do guiding bolt.
What? Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
Well,
I cast Summon Draconic Spirit just to destroy half the wall, kind of deal
well, Raphael will just say this, like, I'm not that. I believe kobolds have different ages when they would refer to tell their child.
I usually tell him at the age of 2.
I'll tell him in a year's time, okay? How's that sound? He should be possibly 6 to 7 years old by then.
Also, make sure that they wash their scales.
Yes, I have a bunch of polish in the closet if you need them to wash their scales.
Yes,
Gives them a good shot.
don't worry, I'll make sure that they have proper hygiene, of course.
And make sure they wear their goggles because they have sunlight sensitivity.
Yes, anything else, Lord Sir Pippin?
Oh, also, just remember, as much as Snowflake likes to have her snacks, she only can have her snacks at certain times of the day, otherwise she gets super hyper, and that's good for nobody,
Yes, I am fully aware.
It gets her really hard to take her nap if she has too much snacks, and cut back on the sugar. Every single time I see Snowflake, she's using that damn white drink of hers to sneak candy all the time. Make sure that drink stops it.
You got it, Sir Pippins. I'll make sure of this.
And watch out, she's with fairy dragons. I think they're conspiring.
I wouldn't oppose them. I wouldn't oppose the idea. Yes, I'll make sure of that.
They will steal anything sugar related.
Well, they do like children. Yes, I'll get on that. I'll make sure that they'll don't conspire together.
Also, don't tell them Raphael's Derek. They'll start putting the target on their back again, so Callie can stab him.
Callie already knows, obviously.
Oh, she does? Okay, never mind. Callie's not been in a murdering mood as of late.
No, she's been trying to devise different ways to murder, and I think she had other stuff on her mind.
Was that why she was in my poisons?
Yes.
Yeah. Just like look at him, and then Raphael just see half his face partially poisoned.
Well, I thought she would know by now that poisons don't really affect me, but
I think she just enjoys watching.
Yeah.
okay.
To be honest, it's kind of funny seeing you run to the bathroom all the time.
Oh my god. You're so mean to him.
Also, Raphael, honestly, I'm surprised that the angels let you keep that weapon of yours when you pulled it out on them.
Right. About that. Yeah, I'm surprised I'm surprised about that as well, actually. See, this is a replica, or a different world's version of a sword we have here, known as the Holy Avenger. Except this one's corrupted. I thought maybe I could find the right person to purify it. I was going to ask Lady Webigail, but I think she might throw it away. And I don't want to bother her with that. But, see what happens.
Gotta believe.
I'm sure I can find the right recipient for this sooner or later.
I know I'm not there, but please God give it to Webby.
Webby!
Oh no!
Then I will say, I don't know, it seems like Webby has been progressing pretty decently. The thing, I mean, I don't know if she purified, but she got her ghost cow to pass on.
Aw, Lord Steve is gone. I liked him. He was such an interesting conversationalist.
Moo.
He did have a couple dirty jokes, though. I kept telling him those were not appropriate. He just kept laughing like it was okay.
Always the ones you don't suspect.
Right? Well, very well, Dashai. I will take into consideration that.
Yeah, I mean, at least let her give a shot. I mean, what's the worst that can happen?
Doodly 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 doodly. This is the worst thing that could have happened!
I know the answer to that question.
I'll ask him.
Chaos.
But for now, I'd like to keep it under wraps, just to make sure that the angels don't try to take any of you from here.
That's good. That's good.
Goodness gracious.
Great balls of fire.
Thank you for agreeing to take care of the kids.
Yes.
Of course.
We appreciate it.
Of
I'm
course.
slipping him the pamphlet.
Okay. When he checks his pants later, he'll notice that he has a pamphlet on what I assume is the birds and the bees for kobolds.
Pretty much, yeah. All hand-drawn diagrams.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh my goodness. But okay. So you guys enjoy the rest of your night, having a good time. And then we'll skip ahead a couple days. You guys enjoying the time you have. 3 days later. Dawn of the final day remains. 24 hours remaining. I'm kidding. I'm 100% joking.
Dude.
3 days later, 3 days pass, and you all receive, and you hear the sound of a wagon coming in. Not to inside the house, but outside.
Intruders! Ding ding ding! Open fire! Fire the ballistas! Ding ding.
Yes, it's actually a bunch of draconians, all pretending to be innocent orphan children. The one weakness. They're learning the little orphan boy strategy from Pippers. Those monsters.
God, the orphans!
But no, jokes aside, though. Yes.
Before this day starts, I pull out my ocarina and play the inverted Song of Time. Time flows 30%.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was such a clever / interesting game and mechanic. Okay. So this is what happens. There does a cart come into the come into the land, and you all hear a knock at the door.
Wilfred, please answer the door and fetch us more tea.
Oh my god. Oh goodness, not how I thought today would go, but yeah.
Lucas just kind of shout out, like, "Hello, anyone else here? The door." Oh, God, man, what? Oh, and my only one else here with courtesy. Coming.
I'm busy to answer the door! Boom!
Stop, Peppers! I told you no more explosions in the house.
I'm not in the house anymore!
It's gonna be so awkward.
Take it to your lab.
I am in my lab!
Oh, I better not find a hole in the ceiling or something.
Well, good for you that there's not a hole in the ceiling!
Looks up at the clear sky.
He'll just sigh, just open, like, get to the front door and open it. It's like, hello, yes.
Lucas, as soon as
You
you
get
open the door,
stabbed.
yes, you do get stabbed by 1,000 knives. Are there 1,000? I don't even know. No, I'm joking. Jokes aside, though, Lucas, as soon as you open the door, well, you see her. Sawada.
That's how I get stabbed so many times.
Yes, Sawada. Yes, you do
Uh,
see Brigitte wearing a really lovely looking dress, kind of a bit of a sundress. Really nice, and your young son.
Lucas is just kind of dressed in just like relaxing clothing, just kind of loose fitting shirt and pants. Yes. Hi, Brigitte. Long time no see. He's just gonna kind of check out the dress. It's like, that is a very lovely outfit.
Mhm.
I've never seen you wear a dress before. Usually it's usually just business attire. All cloak and dagger.
Well, I mean, I'm
He's a-
visiting I'm visiting the grandchild of my. Sorry, I'm visiting the grandparents of our son, so I thought I'd look nice for the occasion.
Understandable. Right. Sorry. Please. Come in.
Mm-hmm. So she answers.
Lucas will just kind of take a look down at the child, the boy. Just kind of awkwardly give him a small wave and a nervous smile. So, how was your trip?
Yeah, it was uneventful. There's a little trouble on the second day, but I've had my men take care of it. I didn't want little Conway here to get scared or anything, or even to see the aftermath of it.
Yes. Understood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, please follow me. I'll show you to the lounge area. And he's just kind of guiding them. He's just gonna kind of just call out, like, "We have company. Anyone not blown up from experiments? If you feel like visiting, yeah. Sorry, just letting my friends know. Does Conway have a favorite type of drink? We do have an assortment of juices and other, child safe drinks."
Since he's still so young, he does really like apple juice, so he'll take some of that.
Oh, apple juice. All right. We'll have my friend Benji get a small glass put together and see if we have any straws for him. He's just gonna get them comfortable, and then go kind of ask Benji if he's working right now to put together a small child-sized serving of apple juice and a straw. And then he's gonna go fetch his mother and father to have them come down and visit, and then go go gather any of his friends who want to provide him emotional support.
Livia probably left a message that says no.
She's already at the spa.
That is fine. Yeah, he wasn't gonna ask Livia. No, that'd be too rude.
Oh dear.
And he doesn't want a dagger and spell flying about fight to possibly happen. I don't know who would draw blood first, but I have a feeling blood would be drawn. So he's gonna just check for Pippers, see where he flew out of.
Okay.
Pippers, you alive? Oh shoot, he's dead.
They've all abandoned you.
Oh wait, no! Oh wait, no! I forgot. I'm sorry, my thing was on mute.
Ah. Well, Pippers.
Right.
They're here.
Who's here?
My kid and his mother.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay.
I need some emotional support. And in case if she tries to attack me, I need some meat shields.
Then why the fuck are you talking to me?
Because you're the easiest one to hold up.
Fuck you!
What's that your... Well, I could hold you up without worry. Webby, if I try to hold her up, she could probably backhand my head around.
You don't think I'm gonna stab you?
I hope you wouldn't in front of the child.
Is that my child?
It's a child. Would you do this in front of a child?
Yeah?
You are a terrible parent.
It's not my kids, I don't give a shit.
So what if I stab you in front of yours?
She would understand that means that she must take her revenge.
Just
don't know anything
just stay in your lab. Just stay in your lab.
I'm not the one threatening to be using someone as a meat shield. I just use you. I don't even bother asking.
Well, at least I have the courtesy to ask.
That gives me fair warning to avoid you.
Dust shy, Webby.
I'll just stay off in the corner so I can enjoy the show.
Priscus. Oh God, I'm even asking for Priscus for emotional support. Oh man, I'm desperate.
Yeah, my emotional support. I'm just going to enjoy watching this.
Priscus opens his door and pokes his head out. Go ask Benji. Cody doesn't want to play two characters in this scene.
Oh. Understood. Meta, yes. Okay. I guess he'll go out, just find Dust Shy then. Or Webby. It's like, if we can't find either of them, it's just like, shit. Well, what are friends for, I guess?
Yep, Webby is not in her room.
Damn it. Oh,
I like how you specified her.
Oh. Mustache.
Calm down. Pippers pulls out a bucket of water, throws it on Lucas. Calm down!
That was a mistake. Lucas's hotness level just shot up 20 points. Sorry. Fine. I guess Lucas will just have to rely on his best friend back from the dead, Benji.
He never died. Why are you so weird about this?
Because it's a running joke that doesn't die, just like Benji.
Okay.
Alright. Lucas will just come back, feeling betrayed and abandoned by his friends, so-called friends. All he has left is Benji. Alright, Benji, it looks like, it's just you and me.
I will be physically present in the room in case you weep or shit yourself.
I hope to do the first, but not the second. At the very most. My goodness.
Oh, this is so dumb.
Alright, Lucas will return. It's like, well, yes, it appears that, my friends are all busy, too busy to, come right now, so have to meet them later, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
If Lucas's parents are down there, he'll just introduce them. Mother, father, this is Brigitte. Brigitte, these are my parents, who I've just recently, have met and got back in my life.
Alright, your mom and dad greet her, and your mom kind of whispers to you, saying, Lucas, you never told me she was so beautiful. Why didn't you tell me this?
Well, I mean, I didn't think it mattered.
I mean, of course it does matter. Look at her. She even has a pretty dress on and everything.
Yes, that is a... He's just gonna kind of whisper, that is a bit of a surprise to me as well. Usually she was more kind of cloak and dagger attire than, dress wearing.
Mm-hmm.
But she said she wanted to be more, I guess, public and presentable for meeting, well, civilians, such as yourself.
Okay. I mean, that makes sense, I suppose.
It is a nice courtesy on her part that I did not expect. Yes, well, I'm sure you have a lot to discuss, I'm sure. I'm just gonna be over there, checking in on Benji's, making sure everything's going okay. Call me if you need me.
Mm-hmm.
It won't be far. And Lucas will take that chance to just head to Benji's side.
Okay. So you can hear them talking, making small jokes, getting to know each other, things like that. Yeah, they have... Everything seems to be going pretty well so far from what you can tell. Your mom, your dad, Bridget, and your young child are having an interesting time discussing stuff, getting to know each other. Your mom does kind of want to ask about the whole cloak and dagger thing that you mentioned, but she's like, no, I think everyone is allowed their secrets, so she wants to mention that she can. She's more interested to know how the child's been, and she says she would love to be able to tell stories about when you were a child, but due to certain circumstances, she can't. But then she starts asking questions, and all in all, it just seems like a normal parents getting to meet their grandchild moment. Every so often, Lucas, you swear you can feel someone watching you.
Lucas is just kind of like nervously just kind of biting his nails right now. So, do you think?
Lucas?
Yeah, yes.
How much has she told Conway about you? Like, is the important I'm your father moment still yet to come, or are we past that?
I don't know. I don't think she has. So just kind of, I don't know what to do about that.
Confer with her. Ask her very plainly what she wants you to do in regards to revealing that truth. And just take her thoughts into consideration, but plain speaking is the way to get through this best.
When do you think I should ask that?
Probably right the hell now, honestly.
Alright, I'll wait until they're kind of at a break in their current topic. And Lucas will just kind of wait to hear for like kind of like a conversation to kind of like dip down into a lull a bit before he would kind of step back in.
Okay.
And maybe bring some drinks from everyone, maybe like some lemonade if we have any.
Yeah, you would. Love how everyone has abandoned Lucas.
Yeah. I'm all alone.
Hey,
no one here
I went out with the
beside me.
I went out with the kids doing other stuff.
Keeping chat every so
here
often.
to drive me. I don't have any friends.
Oh my god. Stop being a weenie.
Okay. He'll step in and just like, so, how are things going?
Hi. Okay. Lucas, Bridget will say something to you. Okay, you're gonna kind of hate me for this. Hold on while I look something up. Okay. So, Bridget says, Right, sorry, Lucas. You never told me you have such lovely parents. I didn't even know.
Yes, well, I didn't. I know I had any. To be honest. Well, for the longest time I thought I was orphaned. So, just recently, within the span of a year, I've got them back within my life. My father just recently, actually, rescued him from jail. From unjust imprisonment.
Wonder if the kind-hearted thief thing runs in the family then. But she says that she smirks at you, almost in a playful manner, not like in a mean manner, just a playful one. I'm just a bit confused. What?
Well, you know how I've kind of summed up my life before I met you, Mother. I kind of did an assortment of different things to get by. When I met Brigitte, I was kind of taking on the persona of a gentlemanly thief. Stealing from the rich for the poor kind of situation. Taking a little bit for myself on the side, too, keep myself fed and clothed. But Brigitte, I have a question for you.
Yes?
How much does Conway know about me?
Well, if I'm honest, he knows of you. He knows that his father is an adventurer, a kind-hearted man who one day disappeared during one of his missions. At least that's what I've told him. But then when he met you, he said, when you saved him that one time against the angel or whatever it is that kidnapped him. He said
Michael.
Yes, that one. He apparently said a man that somehow felt familiar saved him. But he also talked about a strange fraud with a balloon sword? I thought he was just making stuff up until I was told by a certain someone about you.
I see. So should we tell him right now? The
Well,
more.
let me ask you this, Lucas. I told you in the letter. Do you want to be a part of his life? If you do, then make sure this is what you want. But you're gonna have to. But you better be damn well sure. If you say yes, I'm gonna make sure you are in his life. Like, I will make sure that he comes visit you, that you visit him. But if I find out you went off and died, I will go to wherever you are and bring you back to life. You're not getting a second. You're not leaving him a second time. And you know I have the context for it.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure you do. Give me a moment. I'm trying to think how to phrase this properly with the present company here. It's kind of like eyeing the boy. Well, you know, this life I live currently is kind of a very dangerous one. And honestly, I would like to have you guys over again more for visits, spending time. In a few days we will be heading off to answer a challenge upon us, me and my friends. We were challenged by a lich flare to some type of game.
Yes, I am aware of that part. Well, not about you being challenged, but of the lich flare. One of my dear friends told me about it. When she says the word friend, essentially you can get the feeling she meant her subordinate, but she doesn't want to say subordinate right in front of your mom.
Lucas will nod. I see. Does your friends, or your friends of friends, have any more information on this lich flare?
I'm afraid they tried to investigate everything they could. All we know is that they've been around for a long time, pulling strings in the background to the point where they're almost unnoticeable. Whoever they are extremely clever. Most annoying one at that.
And powerful too. I was helpless as the creature managed to speak a word and kill one of my friends right before me. I tried to stop it, but I don't know, luck was not on my side, or I was not strong enough. Luckily, one of my other friends is a very gifted cleric and was able to bring him back. But, yes, so this challenge that he issued to us to compete in some type of game or games is to recover the father of Livia. Other people, someone very important to me.
Interesting.
And she and the others helped me recover my father, so it's only right that I do the same to help her. But I'm not sure on how dangerous it will be. I have never fought against a lich before. I've only heard tales about them, and I never wanted to face them. But this might be our only chance to get her father back. So, whilst I would very much like to spend more time with all of you, right now I do not know if I'll be coming back from this future challenge. But if I do, and I can bring our current problems to an end, all of them, I would very much like for you all to visit again, many times in the future. Do you get what I'm saying? He's just kind of looking at the boy. Though I hope for the time being, Conway here can enjoy his time and hopefully look forward to coming back again. And maybe get to know everyone here, including my parents.
Okay.
Though I will advise some caution around the kobold, Pippers. He is, he's a bit odd. Good heart, but, yeah, that explosion earlier was him.
Oh, damn.
And he loves well, at least has been teaching kobold children how to make traps. From what I've heard.
Listen, I'm doing my best in order to protect the continuation of my species.
The fuck? Pippers! Are you lurking?
No, that was the voice inside your head.
Oh god, he's got it inside my head. So yes, Dushai is very kind and tender with children. She would probably have no. Well, you won't have to worry about her. Livia's she's a bit on the fence about all this right now. She didn't take the whole news to find out I had children very well. Which I completely understand. I was very taken back by it as well. And he's just gonna kind of lean in and just kind of whisper to Brigitte, "Why didn't you tell me things such as protection existed?" Did you just assume I knew? But actually, that that is fair. That is my fault. I shouldn't have assumed. You know what? Past is in the past. I know better now. I know better now. So.
You know, most everyone that uses such things are those of adventurers or some nobles who can afford it. Yes, I was not aware I was pregnant, since Tabaxis can usually only. Tabaxi ritual mating involves the 2 moons being at its highest point. It's a racial thing. The fact that I got pregnant outside of that is interesting of itself. So color me surprised when it happened. Yes, that's why I'm very confused about it, because we only ever really mate or do such things with members of the same species during 2 full moons.
I see.
Yes, but must be something in your genetics or something, or a strange twist of fate that ended up happening with me.
Who knows? I mean, well, my parents' heritage is very odd as well, and very not common. So it could have been my fault, very easily. But anyway, yeah. But yes, Webby. She is. Well, I'm pretty sure you have a dossier on almost everyone here. I'm guessing.
Yes, I've actually been ever since you all came together about 6 or some months ago. I've actually kept an eye on you. Well, I've had an eye on Pippers since he first arrived on this continent. I mean, a kobold who wants to be a detective? I have been wanting to make contact with him, but he never really got around to it.
Well, if you ever want his services, he is quite good. Well, Webby, I'm sure you know, is Webby. She would probably be gentle enough with Conway. She is easily, if anything would ever put him in harm's way, she probably could very easily fight it off. Like a bull came charging at her, she could easily just bury that thing into the ground. Oh, I probably shouldn't have said bull. That might be a little bit too of a soft spot for her. Priscus, I'm not sure. He has some strong feelings towards me. but I don't think that would correlate to anyone else of my bloodline, especially innocent children.
Mm-hmm.
So feel free to take a walk around the premises. See if you meet any of the people. Just don't feel like you have to hide away. Feel free to say hi, introduce yourself to everyone that you meet. I'm going to go check on Livia. I have not seen how she's doing.
Livia's cleaning up a storm. She's cleaning the same spot she cleaned like 2 hours ago.
If you wish to have more discussions with my parents, though, feel free.
Mhm.
Conway, if you want any more apple juice or something other nice to drink, just ask Benji over there, and he can get it for you. We also have food if you are hungry, if you like a snack. I shall return, or just yell for me if you need me.
Okay.
Lucas is
do
getting the
so.
fuck out of there.
Okay, I hate to complicate this, but I have a cool idea.
Oh dear.
Benji would like to talk to Conway.
Mm-hmm.
About how old is Conway?
3 years old. Yeah, he's.
Oh, he's the youngest?
Yes, he's the youngest of the three.
He baby.
He baby man.
The little baby man.
Mm-mm. Alright. Benji is going to sit down with Conway and say, you know something?
Mhm.
When I was your age, people underestimated me a lot. They thought I didn't know things. But I bet you know some things your parents don't know. Fuck. Wait. Shit, I don't say that. You know some things your mom doesn't know.
Mm-hmm.
Kid just goes in your ear and says, "Hail Hydra."
Yes. Yes, the kid just randomly says the word. He like just kind of covers his mouth towards you and says, "Hell Hydra." You're welcome. Oh, Conway does kind of like whisper towards you. He does like make the motion to like for you to come closer. And
Alright.
he whispers to you and says, "You mean like how the blue person is really my dad?"
Yeah. Like that.
Oh, son of a bitch.
I kind of had a feeling, but I wasn't sure. And the way Mom talks about him, and the way he seems, he has to be him, right?
You know what? I'm not sure, but you might be right.
He kind of like gives a soft smile when you say that. Also, he said, also I'll tell you, in like kind of a joking manner, it's kind of silly. Is he always that nervous?
Well,
No idea.
I don't know if he's your dad,
Mm-hmm.
but if you're right, I bet he's just really excited to meet you, and that's why he's nervous.
Hmm. Oh, I'm really excited to get to meet him too. I heard he does a lot of things my mom doesn't want me to know about. Like that one evil man that got me said he once fought a giant. But everyone's so giant to me, I don't know what that even means.
One day, Conway, you won't be so little. And I think even then the world will still seem very large.
He looks a bit confused. He was like kind of excited when you said he wouldn't be so little, but then when you said everything will still seem so large, he kind of confused on what you mean by that. And now he has like that little blank stare that kids have when they're trying to think about something.
You know what? Don't worry about it. I'm gonna go get you some apple juice.
Yay! Better freaking die, Karst, you son of a butt. I'm kidding, don't die.
I knew that kid knew.
Kids are a lot smarter than adults give them credit for. They know stuff, and sometimes they don't know stuff. Okay, so as Karst proceeds to crawl in the hole like our dear friend Kyle likes to do, Brigitte will go walking around, bringing Kanye with her. She'll tell Benjamin, since you're there, you'll have the conversation. She'll just say, "All right, well, Conway, you can talk to the nice lady. She, if you like, you can call her Grandma. She's actually your dad's, mom, so she's Grandma. If you don't feel comfortable calling her that, you don't have to. However, I need to go speak to someone. A little friend of ours. I think you might like him." And she's gonna go look for Peppers.
I mean, it doesn't take much for her to find me.
Okay. Peppers!
Mostly because she hears an explosion.
Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, Peppers, you are approached by a tabaxi woman wearing a beautiful sundress.
Okay.
She says something.
Alright.
She says hello, but she says, hello, you must be the ever so legendary Peppers. Peppers, you understand what she also says due to thieves can't.
Are you here to steal something? If you're here to steal something, I'm more than willing to kill.
Oh dear, I can probably take you out 5 ways to Sunday. No, I'm here to make you an offer.
Okay.
I've been kind of busy as of late. I had wanted to invite your friend Ink and then have her watch you and offer hand if you were willing to join, but she just disappeared off the face of the map. So, I'm coming here personally. Would you like to join my guild?
What kind of guild is it?
A thieves guild.
Nah, I'm good.
Alright then, at least I tried. And she walks away.
Hey, Watson, watch that one.
He just he taps, like if he's outside of your head, he'll nod and watch out for her.
Is it like turn invisible and Taylor?
He does so after you say that.
I swear.
Oh goodness, he's trying.
You don't just come to a detective and say. You don't just come to a detective and say that you want to join to be a thief. Assassin, maybe, but thief? No.
What do you mean, assassin, baby? That doesn't sound any better.
I mean, assassin I might be open to, but...
Mister, I have the power to steal everything with my plus 50 freaking sleight of hand.
Yeah, exactly. They're gonna use me only because I'm so good at stealing than all of them.
Oh, like she has meta knowledge, Kyle. Like she has that meta knowledge.
I mean, at the same time, if I do join, I could steal from them. That's a good point.
Oh my god, never mind. You funnel.
What?
I'm done with you.
I'm a detective. I'm supposed to be solving crime.
Yes. Webby, where are you? Where are Dustshy and Webby? While Pippers is contemplating
I
his life
am
choices, I guess.
at the park with the kids.
Okay, so you're not at the house. Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm not gonna deal with that. I'm like, nope.
Okay. Levy, what are you doing? Are you in the wine cellar?
Yes.
Okay, I was joking, but okay.
No, Webby will where's all this happening? Like in
Like the living room, essentially.
yeah. So Webby will kind of stumble in and stretch and yawn and be like, "What did I miss?"
Hello there. You see a tiny tabaxi child talking to Lucas's mom.
Oh God, I already had a talking ox. Now I don't need a talking cat, and she runs away.
So
Monster.
rude. So yes, I guess.
Goes and hides in the wine cellar.
Okay. So I guess Olivia doesn't want to do anything. She's too busy.
I mean, she's avoiding the whole situation, so no.
I know. Oh, why did cars have to be right back? No one wants to deal with this. Not even cars. That's why he ran away. I love it. Everyone's running away.
So, am I dead yet?
Yes.
Pipper's
Okay.
joined an Assassin's Guild.
Oh my god.
He said no. and then Kyle tried to convince me that if it was maybe an Assassin's Guild, he maybe would join, but not a. You don't go up to detective and ask if they want to join the Thieves Guild. And he didn't even bother asking questions, and Brigitte like, okay, she tried.
Well,
Worth a try.
okay. If I could ask her, I didn't know this was an asking thing.
Yeah, you can ask questions if you want. That's always
I would like to know why she wanted me, since she knows that I'm a detective.
Okay. Well, if you asked her that, she'll explain that since you're a detective, most of what they do is actually helping by getting rid of corrupt nobles, stealing from the rich, giving to the poor, real Robin Hood stuff. And the reason she wants you to join is because she believes it can be very beneficial for both of you. One, she can ask you to keep a close eye for any rumors, and she and her guild will be able to give you information that you can possibly use for your adventure.
Oh, okay, that makes a bit more sense.
Oh, they're basically like the keepers from the Thief series, right?
Yes.
Oh, that's a
Nice.
different story. Is there still assassination involved?
I mean, if you want to, yes. I don't.
Then sign me up.
Okay. She's like, welcome aboard, Fippers. If you want to do assassinations, we won't stop you. All we ask is that it's on criminals who deserve it, not innocents. We have enough bad people in the world hurting innocents as is.
Pipper's master assassin detective.
I actually met somebody who once said that they would never allow any player to play an assassin because it's too OP.
Really? It literally only gets the whole first thing. That's it. All the rest of it is kind of very, very situational.
Yeah, some DMs like to complain if certain things get more powerful. Kind of like if you play with some DMs, they're like, "Oh, I don't let monks use their deflect missiles ability."
What?
Yep.
That's dumb. How else is a monk going to be able to catch a giant ballista arrow and then throw it back at somebody?
They just don't have anything fly towards the monk.
The only time I've played a monk, my DM gave me a homebrew version that was buffed because he said monks were underpowered.
Not anymore.
That's nice, DM.
Well, the only time I've played a monk besides in Kyle's campaign. Same character, though, weirdly enough. Yep.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Feng was actually my very first D&D character.
Wasn't Benji a monk?
Yeah,
oh yeah.
Was a monk.
My brain is bad. Benji who? I fully absorbed the he's dead joke.
No, Cody, you were talking to Benji not even a couple minutes ago, and he died. No.
To be fair, a lot of Cody's voices for his characters are pretty much the same.
Rude.
Not to be rude, just I mean, we can't all be Matt Mercer, okay?
We
We can't all be Kyle.
We all have our own level of voice acting skills. We have some are much more gifted / learned, while others try their best, like I do, and like Karst does. Or Kyle, who loves voices, is a butt, and he does his voices off camera because he's a butt.
I don't know
The
what
thing
you're
is,
talking
the
about.
only other voice I can really do is this pseudo-Russian bullshit, and it's not really conducive to serious role-playing.
It's not really very pronounced.
You do not say whether or not you are speaking in the proper way.
Olivia
Not
just
sure
needs
if
to
it
become
sounded like French
British.
or what.
In motherland,
I sound like British.
you country,
No, I said
you.
I said Livia needs to become British.
British.
What?
British.
In it? That's all I can do.
With apologies to our
Blimey.
international viewers.
You are all beautiful in your own rights. Yes.
Unless you're British, you deserve every bit of it.
That is Kyle's Scottish / Irish bloodline speaking, I believe. Is it Irish?
They know what they.
It's
I'm Irish and Scottish, actually.
Okay,
Yeah.
I just wanted
Whoa.
to make sure. I didn't want to feel like I mispronounced your heritage. Just wanted to
That's
clarify. Okay, gotcha. But yes, it is his heritage speaking from the bottom of his beautiful soul. Oh goodness. Okay, but yes, as things continue, as soon as you join, Bridget gives you a folder. To you, Peppers.
Oh, I will open said folder.
Alright. Inside the folder is a dossier of a hobgoblin. You've heard when you read his name, it's actually very familiar. It's the one that Benjamin told you. The last wielder of the Book of Wrath, yes.
Oh, I thought I was gonna say the one Benjamin married.
No, she doesn't want you to assassinate him. A mutual acquaintance of ours told me to give you this. Think of it as a signing bonus, I guess you could say.
Okay, what do you want me to do? Kill him? Or...
I mean, you're all interested in stopping whatever these things are, right? Go do whatever you want with this. I just thought it'd be useful to you.
Okay.
I will inform the party of this endeavor.
Okay.
Classic Brigitte.
Essentially, it's just a folder. It's kind of like a file with names, aliases, information, their known location, things like that. Yes, she'll return back to Conway and Lucas's parents and be like, "Alright, well, we can get back to our conversation then." And she'll continue on with that. Talking about some things, simple things. Lucas, you went to go find Livia, right?
Yes, just checking to see how she's doing.
Okay, we can do that real quick. Crunch, crunch.
We'll just kind of. Sorry, got a little hungry,
You're fine.
so I grabbed some crackers.
You're fine.
Yeah, he'll just he'll knock on the door and just be like, Livia,
Yeah?
are you decent?
Of course.
He'll kind of walk in.
She's in the greenhouse.
Oh, it's right, greenhouse. Sorry, I keep forgetting where you put the spa.
Well, it's basically the same building. And then
As soon as you enter the spa, you hear the sounds of the mushrooms singing.
Square. Are you
Um,
on the level?
they,
And I believe that's the 8 seconds we can get away with, folks.
yeah, he'll just kind of just walk in. And say,
Somebody wants me.
oh my god.
so how's it? How are things going in here?
Well, I'm working on setting these tropical plants right now. I'm also taking care of the plants around the bathhouse. I'm very busy. And you should be spending time with your son and not care about me.
What? Well, I can do both.
No, I'm fine. I'm just staying busy. It's all right.
All right, I just wanted to make sure that you're okay.
I am.
All right. He's just gonna kind of walk up to Livia and just kind of give her just a firm hug.
Next time I want to meet him, it's just, it's...
A bit awkward.
Yeah.
Well, she did mention that, if I was going to do this, that she, well, kind of basically demanded that I have him over here for visits and vice versa. So, once everything is calmed down and, well, our business is taken care of, if I'm still alive and kicking and breathing, then, well, he'll be a more common face around him more often.
Yeah.
So, because this is going to kind of take your hand, just kind of gently squeeze it. So you make sure that you are alive and kicking as well, okay?
Of course.
I think you might like him. He's very adorable, and I just want to say very fluffy. So, I mean, clearly he inherited my good hair.
Yeah.
But more for full body. Well,
Go with them. I mean,
I'll return. I need to get away from it all as well. I felt like an onset panic attack coming on. My stomach was getting turned into knots, and I was getting very nervous and scared. Basically watching my words around the boy, trying not to give him any ideas just yet, while confirming things for, his mother. So, which she caught on, I made sure, so. But, alright, I shall return just as soon as I can catch my breath.
well, it's a good place to catch your breath, that's for sure.
Well, I told her to watch out for Pippers, though she seemed interested in him. Like she said she wanted him to join her guild. I mean, you don't think Pippers would join, do you?
I mean, I don't know.
Oh.
He's chaotic enough too.
Very true. I told her that Dushy, the boy, would be safe around. Dushy is very protective of children, so same with Webby. I'm pretty sure if anything tried to harm the boy, that Webby would bury it in the ground. And I told her that kid could be safe around you. But I told her that
Well, generally kids are safe around adults, except for the
Yeah.
exceptions in life, but...
Well, Pippers is a little bit explosive, so...
He has kids himself!
And that he taught to make traps.
It's a survival skill.
Yes, but his views on what children should learn at certain ages is different. Mainly because
So what? Different point of views is great for a kid.
well, that, but also his kind, mature more quickly. So, someone Conway's age, he would probably view as a young adult or
As
close
the
to it.
father, it's your job to tell your friend that, hey, he's a 3-year-old, and 3-year-olds of my species, they're, well, mixed species, whatever, they work a certain way, just explain to him. He's not dumb. He's smarter than you. I mean, you see the things he makes? I'm just saying.
He is very creative, yes, that is very true. But he's very fixated on kobold ways and culture, so...
I still understand.
I
It's
hope
just
so.
child development.
You might fight me on it, and I don't want to get into that whole argument. But I also told Brigitte that I'm sure Priscus wouldn't hold anything against the kid. I think it's just mainly me, not anyone blood related to me.
Priscus pops up from where he was lying on the floor thinking about death.
Ah!
Why were you thinking about that?
Fuck, Priscus, why are you there?
I don't know, it's just a mood, isn't it?
Oh god!
Priscus is always there.
Well...
But he says, I'm sorry, I barged my way into this scene, by the way, just the meme occurred to me. But since he's here now, he does say, Lucas, I would die to protect an innocent child. They're not your keepers. I don't even consider you an enemy anymore, let alone your totally innocent children.
Oh, good. Wow. I was very confident that you wouldn't, hold anything against the kid, so yes, Well, this has gotten awkward, and I'm not feeling less relaxed again, so I think I'm going to be, tied up in knots anyway. I'm gonna just return. Yeah. Okay. He's just gonna give Olivia one more quick hug. It's like, thank you for the talk. And enjoy your gardening. And he'll just kind of leave.
Enjoy time with your son!
I'll try! Wish me luck!
Priscus begins teaching the Campestries some sort of meme song by Tom Cardy or something.
Oh my god.
I'll shut up now.
I can't.
I feel embarrassed.
You better.
Teaching that.
I feel like I ruined that scene.
I think Livia would just look at you like she probably had them do jazz or classical music, and she's like, but accept it nonetheless.
We only have so much room for so many of these. We need to share.
True.
I thought you were going to say, Priscus, I don't remember burying you in the ground. When did I plant a Priscus?
Oh, goodness gracious.
I know I planted a ficus, but not a Priscus.
But yes, Lucas, as you spend time with your mom, your dad, your Brigitte, your baby mama drama, and Conway, we end the session there with you guys having a peaceful talk, learning stuff. Surprisingly, from what you tell, even though Conway is 3 years old, he's kind of clever in his own right. Doesn't say anything too out of whack. He just seems a little bit clever, is all.
I definitely didn't get that from Lucas.
It seems like he got a little bit of his cleverness from his mom. However, he doesn't say anything too crazy that a 3-year-old wouldn't say. He talks like any ordinary young boy would, like baby man would. Yeah, he seems to have a good time talking to your mom, you, things like that. At one point, he has to play with the other kids, and he joins them, and it's just you and the mama drama going on. But all in all, everything seems to go well. We'll probably end the session there because we have like 5 minutes left for the game. But yeah, all in all, you had a really nice time. If not, very nerve-wracking time with Conway and Brigitte, who, when it's probably time to leave, she does tell you, remember, Lucas, all I ask is that you please do try for him. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be great. It's just, all I ask is that you try.
I promise I will do everything I can.
And that's all we ask.
As soon as, possible world-ending threats are put to rest. I don't know why it has fallen upon me and my friends, but it seems like we're the only ones capable enough of handling this. So, as soon as things have calmed down and no lich dragon gods are, the threat of being resurrected, it would be nice to have peace and calm again, and have things be safe and have a bunch of free time to spend with him. So I do look forward to that. I do. And I'm sure everyone would love to, spend more time with him as well.
Okay.
And for sure, poke fun at me for it. I have some of the best and worst friends at the same time.
They seem like they really do care for you, though.
They do. I wouldn't be where I am now without them.
Well, that's good. I hope Conway can get to know them too in the future, then.
Me too.
We'll be keeping in touch. When she says that, she gives you a hug. And kind of just to mess with you a little bit, she does actually kiss you on the cheek and says, "It was really nice to get a little bit of closure. Thank you for that. Although, you're still not off the hook."
I bet I have a lifetime hook embedded in my back right now.
But this might be a bit strange coming from me, but I'm proud of the man you became, not the one you pretended to be.
Well, I'm glad about who I'm trying to become right now. More me than, who I pretended to be.
Right.
It's been a lot to figure out who I really am.
Okay.
So, but it was nice, seeing you again too. And as you said, closure.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll just kind of hold out his hand to her.
Alright. She'll take your hand.
He'll give her a good, good hearty handshake.
So awkward. Okay.
And just like, I hope we can figure this long distance co-parenting thing out in the future.
Mm-hmm. Well, first things first, you don't have to be so awkward about it.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how to do this. It's I don't have any experience with this. I never read up any books on this, so
Well,
yeah.
I'm a normal person like you are. Just treat me like you would any other person with respect. That's it. And we'll and then we'll go from there.
I very much have respect. Also, a good, healthy amount of fear.
Oh my goodness.
But I mean, I remember how good you were with the dagger. So I am just giving you your due respects as well, a guildmaster now,
Mm-hmm.
and well, the mother of one of my children.
Right. Good luck with that last part.
Yeah, thank you. Well,
God, Lucas.
one of them has already said they don't want me anywhere near the kid, basically. So,
Well, it's their
Yeah.
loss, honestly.
oh, thank you, but I can understand it too.
Mhm.
From the letter I received back, her and the child already have someone the child thinks of as a father. So, I don't want to mess that up. As long as the child is happy and the mother is happy, that's all that matters.
Mhm.
So, I wish you a safe journey back to wherever it is you call home now.
Believe it or not, I'm in Silvermoon. If you ever want to come visit, I'm there.
Oh, that is a very lovely place. Made it stop there once on a guild mission.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he'll just kind of like look to Conway, just kind of kneel down, just kind of like tussle his fur on top of his head a bit,
Yeah.
and just you have a safe trip too, okay? And you'd be good for your mother.
He just nods his head.
Lucas will just give him a smile. Oh. And just kind of like fidget with his fingers a bit, just like can just kind of open up his arms. Hug goodbye.
He gives you a hug. Like, no hesitation whatsoever.
Lucas will just kind of be kind of surprised and just hug him very close, trying, very visibly trying not to cry, even though tears are welling up in his eyes.
This has been a very emotional episode.
From laughs to tears.
Mm-hmm.
Lucas will just kind of hold Conway for maybe a good 10 seconds before letting him go. Thank you. Thank you very much for that. Oh, you're such a good hugger. I bet your mother loves your hugs.
Which I really do, actually. And she'll just pick him up. She'll just, carry him and give him a big old kiss on the cheek and start heading off. Yeah.
Lucas will just kind of just wipe his sleeve across his face, just kind of drying his eyes. Alright. And he'll just kind of just stand there and just wave goodbye to them as they leave.
Conway, with his little baby hand, starts waving to you. Alright. With that, we'll end today's session with Brigitte, Conway, and Lucas all waving goodbye to each other. Till next time they reappear. So, yes. Before we end today's session, I have a question for you all. Where would you like to go next? Do you still plan to go to the Sunken Marshes? Just so I know what to plan in advance, because I kind of sadly made the mistake of only planning one thing without properly getting an idea of what you would all like to do.
Good question.
I mean, we should. That's what we settled. We keep spending time thinking about what we're gonna do, but that's what we said we would do.
Yes.
So,
Let's do it.
So concluding Pipper's whole storyline is the goal here.
Well, that you wanted that, by the way.
Yeah, I do.
Or at least finding out if that is, where Morgantown is waiting, or if he's somewhere else.
Yeah, I'd say, since that we know that's where he goes. I know for a fact that's where he goes regularly. So I just feel like getting rid of that chess piece off the table might be a good idea.
True. Because since he's trying to deal with trying to resurrect Goathrod, it might be a good idea.
Yeah, and he pops up everywhere. Everywhere.
It'd be nice to pop up on his home turf and say, "Knock, knock, motherfucker."
Pippers is gonna be scared out of all shit to go back there. Just to let you know.
Someone cast heroism on Pippers so he doesn't feel fear.
Oh, he's got a plan. Pippers is just scared to go back home because last time he was there, an entire clan of kobolds tried to rip him apart.
Kyle.
Oh.
Kyle. Just because you said that, Mario Talon pops up in your workshop.
Oh shit.
Hello, Pippers.
He offers you some tea and then he disappears. That totally didn't happen, but I just wanted to do something silly.
I throw it at his pants of his leg. Bah.
No, that tea was expensive.
Does Mario Talon look at Pipper's recent invention and say, "Huh, I've made better"?
Yeah, yes, yes. Even with that really dumb laugh, he does that too. Why not?
Are you only here because I'm your groin?
Yes. Yes, you are the growing Pippers.
I feel like that's a joke only two of us are gonna get.
Yeah, actually, yes. But okay, so don't worry.
I have a feeling it's a reference to Kyle's game he runs.
It's a reference to something, but you'll
find out.
Yeah, you'll find out eventually. But anyway, yeah. On to the session there. Hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Took a really interesting turn, honestly.
Yeah, a lot of touching moments and philosophical shit.
Yeah, it was really interesting. Relatively everyone went on a date, talked about children. Lucas was able to help Brigitte get a little bit of closure. Still, it's going to take some time before she gets full closure, but still, it's a good first start. It's a good first step in the right direction.
Lucas confirmed he's willing to clean the chimney for Livia.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I hate how that was a euphemism for something. So yes, alright, so yeah, we'll end the session there. But it took a really interesting turn, but honestly, it was nice. A lot better than what I had planned for today. A lot better than what I had planned for sure.
Warn us that things will get dark and dangerous and we just like, oh.
Hey man, I thought you were going to lich. Leave me alone.
Also, we're all 2 days away from retirement.
Yeah, man. Wait, is it 2 days or 2 weeks?
2 days.
2 days.
Always 2 days.
Final day away from retirement.
But yes, I'll end the stream here. Thanks for coming, guys. Really hope you guys enjoyed. This was very emotional. I'm proud of all your characters for growing up. From 3 of you being session 1 to the rest of you joining around the end of chapter 2. So yeah.
Midway through?
Yeah, like midway through, essentially. But yeah, one session there. Thanks for coming, guys.